So we'll have to save that and put a pin on that topic once it's a clash up of the Japan division versus the Chinese mainland division. Introducing first, on the other corner, you got TE, Libao, Yihua, Ppei, Yang.
Lost a round yet. Alright, so since Smallpoint can inform his teammates whether the Goatman is heading towards the Enchantress. First officer, the Explorer has the Tide Turner and Broken Windows.
First match of the group stage. Here we have Ppei on a signature Goatman. Tuna is already in the vicinity, has rotated away from Factory, actually got chased away from Factory. So is he actually going to commit to this airplane? As it seems so. So the Enchantress isn't going to get farmed out, but Takako is actually in the area. So you have to be very careful because he does not want to get interrupted as he's doing that cipher. Peeper gets dropped just for Tuna. Oh wow, good backstep, but he was able to respond by using the jetpack, but unfortunately towards the end, he was able to get that hit, a half hit by the way, because it was in the cage.
Alright, so a very unfortunate sequence of events. A very early hit into the game now. 1 minute is still not passed yet. He breaks it, but the hit registers as 1/4. So another 1/4 Tuna will be down, and he still has another jetpack to work with.
Yo!
Seems like he will flywheel and levitate.
It was actually a great combination. Flywheel to the cancel levitation, but now he will fall down. At least he was able to provide a little more. Again, considering it was an early hit, the rebound after that hit was actually good because he forced attack recovery twice. Unfortunately, this cipher will be stopped, but it is the first officer that's in this area, and usually the approach is really hard, so he's not going to waste his time already. He's already popped that pocket watch. Ppei is here to just stuff the rescue, so at least he's still able to buy a little bit of time, because now it's going to be a little hard for him to rebound here. He does have a jetpack to work with.
Yeah, and that was a pretty early watch, which kind of forces a slightly earlier rescue. So Tuna will be successfully rescued with Takako not able to get away safely, with Tuna getting that last hit. Now, Tuna still has another jetpack to work with, so I can definitely see how the survivors would come for this second rescue. Ato, seems like he's rotating towards the front gate.
Yeah, at least they also have another Tide Turner in the Explorer, so now Tuna will be dropping down, so at least he did move away from that cipher that the first officer was working on. But now at the Christmas game, Ato already here, hiding out. Might have to wait and hopefully go for a clutch rescue just so that he could buy a little more time. But Chocho's ciphers aren't looking too good. How do you think is the game going in terms of survivors?
I think it's still fine for them to potentially want to escape, but we have to see how Ppei plays the mid game now, getting a very safe rescue. Ato is trying to hide it out,
he's chasing
trying to dodge it, but it seems like Ppei is locked in on this Explorer and will give him up. Ato, great dodges here and there, and now Tuna will be facing Ppei's hit here, and we'll see the down now. Well, at least he's able to use up his last jetpack, and looking at the ciphers, still slightly on the slower end. Explorer and First Officer should find some time to heal things up. If not, Ppei is just gonna snowball this and it's gonna get out of control.
Yeah, so at least they utilize both of their Tide Turners, bought a little bit of time. They are working on, they do have their last cipher, but this next kite has to be godlike for them to be able to at least threaten an endgame tie. For now, Ppei looking for his next target. Everyone seems to be spread out, so there's not going to be any healing, which is quite unfortunate. Takako is going to be hiding things out, but nice cage just for him to catch out Takako in this area, and switches to blink right away for an instant down. Takako unable to even use his pocket watch, so now this allows another cipher to pop, but this is where Ppei wants him. This mid game is super important for the Hunter to keep the pressure on the survivors.
Exactly, and honestly, I would have loved to see a premature watch from Takako just now, so that he could prolong his first kite, allowing the Explorer to dig up the page safely. And now, because Hunter is nearby, Ppei can't just Ato can't just pop that page out, because it's gonna notify Ppei that, yo, I'm nearby, and it's gonna go catch the Explorer with that 50% page. So Nian will be coming for that rescue. It seems like it will be relatively safe. Nian able to get the very safe rescue. First officer must somehow use the watch now. If not, it's gonna be an immediate down.
Oh my goodness. All right, able to use the pocket watch. Nian is here as well as the first officer, so he's gonna be able to cancel out a little bit And now at least there's no cage here. And Yan buying enough time. Slow vault, but he's in the cage. He's going to get a swing. Forces out the flywheel and now continues on the chase. Another good... Oh my gosh, as I was going to say, another good stun. The Terror Shock does register. It's all good. At least it's not the first officer, but still. One Cypher remains. First officer can go for this rescue, but like you pointed out, Chocho, they need to heal up.
They don't have time to heal. This is the thing. Explorer is going towards the other corner of the map to pop that Cypher. It's at 80%. Ppei seems like he's still a little bit oblivious as what's happening now. Kakaka still in the vicinity, does not have any items to work with.
Oh my.
And one thing to note too is that Enchantress has no 3.
Yeah. So trying to force out the self-heal. It's at 99. The first officer can actually go for that heal. Well, actually, no, they just go for that pop, and now it's the end game. So they're going to force this chair to happen. He's already switched to Blink, so he can't force a teleport to happen. So he's going to have to chase them down one by one here. Let's see if they're going to be able to touch a gate. Like we said, one survivor out is actually a tie for the survivor. So can they do that? Kakaka might have to be the sacrificial lamb here and try and force out some activity. Uh-oh.
Oh, the double cage happening here. Now Kakaka won't see the hit. Atto is at the gate. The trait is not ready just yet. The blink trait is not ready. So Atto, I think he should be able to successfully get out. One escape is actually really good already. I think they would just take it.
For sure. I mean, after the onslaught, after the early hit, a one-person escape is definitely a moral victory on their side. Just deny the 5-point game from your opposition, and you'll be all right. So I have to say, you know, excellent back and forth. I would say a little bit of a good recovery on the side of the survivors, considering how well Goatman is. But first officer actually using the self-heal. Unfortunately, the dungeon isn't there, and he does not have any items, and Ppei still has that detention.
Yeah, dungeon is at the shack area, but the blink able to accurately get that hit onto Kakao. No more self-heal, so he will be seeing the check. So this means in our first match, first half, we were seeing seconds of containment time. Honestly, it's not a very long kite. I'd say for T's survivor side.
And chased him out of factory. So could it be a deja vu? We just have to...
To the personas, we see that Yang, the psychologist, has the tight turn.
An important thing to note here, chat, is that there is no borrowed time. So there's an all or nothing type. They want to be able to pop the ciphers and make sure at least 1 or 2 is going to happen. So they're not accounting for endgame. Yihua. Let's see. Hopefully he hides. Guys, don't give him up. Everyone, chat, keep quiet.
No, I think
he spotted him out. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Who made noise in chat? Who made noise in chat for Yihua to move? I'm looking. Who? Oh, no. But now, great start for Kakiri. At least he's already he's zoned in on the one decoder of the team. That was a close vault.
Absolutely, and now Yihua still able to kite it out here, but he has no kiting build to work with except for the flywheel that's only ready in 5 seconds. Now Yihua able to successfully get into the thing, get into the pallet, and now will try to kite it out here. He does have a flywheel though, but will he be able to survive this cage? That's the question.
Yeah, waiting for the cage, actually just trapping him, so he's unable to use the vault. Wow, great placement, and really early down. And I think the difference here is, Chocho, in the previous match, Kurt was unscathed in the first 60 seconds. So now they have to force this rescue from happening without having the pressure of that much ciphers or pages to work with. So now Yang is about to get the rescue, or just at least threaten the rescue.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Kakiri is trying to get a hit onto Yang, but seems like he is struggling a little bit. Now the cage is gone. Yang will be able to get a very safe rescue onto Yihua. Yihua trying to kite it out here. That's a flywheel to work with. The cage is ready. Let's see how the placement's gonna be.
Able to cancel it out. At least he's able to cut off factory. What a cage placement by Kakiri. But unfortunately, Yihua will see that rocket chair once again, and they're working on their last cipher. So they're just gonna cipher rush it, without actually using any pages. So good start, I'd say, from Kakiri's side. Fortunately, unable to down the psychologist in a fast manner. So let's see if it's gonna go for round 2, because he did get a hit outside of the cage. So the psychologist is still relatively safe to go for this next rescue. But it seems like the puppeteer is making his way.
Yep, so Yang still getting a little bit pressured there, but still able to decode successfully. Now Mama trying to get closer to the chair, but the blink hit registered, so it will destroy the cage and successfully. What was that,
No
BaiLu?
backstep, but it's a little bit of a fumble there, but at least he's still able to hit the Explorer. Last Cypher is already at 5%, but I think Ihua knows, all right, I'm the sacrificial lamb here. Let me at least make it hard for you going to the second floor
Yeah.
for you to take your time to chair me. But survivors are doing a great job. Like, even though they don't have a dedicated wow, that's actually, I didn't know that. A dedicated decoder, they're still able to threaten the last Cypher from moving. So, wanted order on Mao on the Yang side, but he's going to chase down the Puppeteer now.
Yeah, so should be taking quite a lot of time now. They're also decoding a potentially 7th cipher, so that's gonna be quite interesting. Sorry, 6th cipher, so that's quite interesting. I guess they're gonna split things up, and hopefully Kakiri is not gonna only be able to pressure 1 cipher now. Mama will be able to get another hit now. 1 more hit, and Mama will be down. Now Cypher is only at 30%, not quite enough just yet.
Okay, using the cage here, flywheels just to go on through, unable to break it just yet, but the 180 hit is gonna down the Puppeteer. So at least everyone is still healthy to go for this rescue. No tide turners to work on, but they need to threaten that last Cypher. Li Bao actually going to the basement. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, I thought he was gonna go for the basement as well, but no, Kakiri. Let me just chair you out here, just so I can threaten this Cypher.
Able to do a double cage, I believe, and able to get hit towards the Cypher. Yang Yang will be pressured here now. Cypher's only at 75%. The hit registers onto Yang Yang. A very safe rescues happen here. I believe Kakiri is potentially trying to stop the Cypher or get them all injured, so it creates a pressure for them to heal up instead of decode.
Whoa, okay, that was a close Cypher towards that, close cage towards that pallet, but now backstep, no, just trying to bait any activity and able to actually get it. You got to get up to Yang. He was able to actually kite out a rescue, kite it out when he was rescuing, but unfortunately that hit does register. And at the primed Cypher, well, at the 78% Cypher, so now he's gonna chair and then go for that next Cypher. I don't know how much longer he can do this because he's already used his trump card. He actually changed to teleport already. So is he gonna go for it? He will.
Yeah, and Mama will be getting chased here now. The hit still does not register onto him because he's still in puppet form now. Kakiri placed another cage pressuring Mao Mao. But it's just a matter of time before he's down.
Uh-oh. Yeah, after that puppet, though, he didn't have that much life left, and he was actually able to down him without a cage. But Cypher is about to pop. I don't think they're even going to go consider like priming it and just Kakiri forcing the chair. Let's see. It actually might look like a 3-1 if he's able to down Yang.
Yeah, now Kakiri able to hit towards the factory area. He sees the blood trace of Psychologist. So we'll be chasing Yang Yang down. I don't think Yang Yang will be able to make it to the chair either. Believe so.
We just have to wait and see. A foot race. We don't have that much resentment to put up a cage. He has to be able to stop this from happening. Able to actually get it and gets the down. And just like that, it's a 3-1.
Wow, what an intense matchup. Coming in BO1, we're already seeing a tie situation on both AXIZ and TE side. Now, let's just recall, right? AXIZ placement of barrels, I believe. So,
yeah, someone nerfed. That's no. Shoutouts to a weeping clown. But you know what? Kakiri here because we did think if he was going to be around 1 around.
Now he will be bringing the insolence and detention with the blink. So, all right, just heading straight into the hotel area. Composer is right around the corner. Seems like he has rotated away, and the next person in front would be his son, the weeping clown, if he's going to be seeing him later on. Now Kakiri trying to spot things out, but there is no tinnitus popped up anymore on the top left-hand corner, so Maomi in the area with the tinnitus.
Okay, dashing in, picking up some parts here. He's gonna have to thread through these pallets here, just baiting out actually a pallet drop. And look at these 180 moves. And oh my gosh, actually, Joker actually using a rocket here. So it seems like Kakiri able to get the first hit onto the Weeping Clown. Now he's just gonna do another install here just so we can get another dash in. But I would say that was actually a good bait out of the skill of Maum here.
Yeah, I guess Mommy wanted to stop it, but it did not happen as he'd like it to be. Now Kakiri are forced to destroy this pallet to gain better access to Maomi. Cyphers are not very fast. 1 minute into the matchup, Maomi unable to stop it once again and will see the down. Now that he does not have any kiting build at all, so that's really unfortunate that he's the first one getting caught out here.
True, and that's two rockets expended by Maum. So quite unfortunate on his side. So only has one left. At least he could use that rocket to escape. But I love the clown emojis in chat here from both the Maum and Kakiri representing the smiley face here and the Joker. So shout outs to Celestia Paradart, Lacrimosa Penguins, everyone that's used the smiley emojis. Back to the action here. 4 ciphers remaining. One has already popped. It's not looking too healthy just yet because of the threat of the rescue, and they're also camping out this one cipher. But Yang has to use his tuning force just to get away. It seems like Yihua might actually be open for a rescue here since he's the first officer.
Oh, this is so hard. Now, Ihua does have the wanted order, Kakiri trying to get that hit onto him. It seems like it will register, which is a successful rescue. Now, Maomi will be getting that hit to prevent a potential double down situation that his team might face here. Kakiri still has a blink, guys. He still has a blink, so he could potentially very easily snowball to the next person later on. What Maomi can do here is to try to prolong the chairing time. That's all he can do now.
Oh, wow. And the sidestep to just avoid the rocket from preventing him from just the delay. So I would have to say just all the steps. A father has trumped the son here with the Hunter being able to not even equate any rockets from being used. 2 were baited out for him to be able to prolong the kite. The last one, a last-ditch effort for him to try and just prolong him, chairing him, but to no avail. Kakiri has won the mirror match in terms of the Hunter and Survivor, but now this is where things get a little dicey for the survivors. Can they hold this one out and prolong a cipher pop while Kakiri monitors the downstairs area of Chinatown?
Yeah, and great movement from the clown, I believe. He's not hitting onto any objects. He's doing a relatively good job here, and Yang gets that hit. So does not use the flywheel, trying to establish as much distance, but this is the clown we're talking about. It's just a matter of time. He does have a blink to work with too, so if you decide to have a close combat situation with him, it's not gonna work out.
True. So far, all of his hits actually have been from dashing, right? So, like you said, once he's able to get you in a close quarter situation, he hasn't blinked anyone down just yet. He can actually also try to blink dash hit, but I'm not sure if he's gonna go for that. Baiting out another pallet drop here, baiting out the flywheel exit, but
missing the blink.
Oh, the flywheel! Unable to get the blink. Oh my goodness! Kakiri now in the back foot.
This is a huge play from the patient, and also a misstep from Kakiri's side, and now a pellet stun, but the hit registers onto the first officer after he uses the watch. So Kakiri seems like he has no interest to chair Ihua at all. He wants to drain resources and also the health of these survivors. Now Li Bao still able to stay full health. Kakiri does have a tinnitus and thinks that is someone else.
Oh my.
Right, so Li Bao still able to get to safety here. Now Yang next point of target here. Does have a flywheel to work with.
He does. Oh wow, the flywheel once again to just come right through. Gets the install here to chase him away from these palleted areas. He's gonna go for another one, and the terror shock lands. 2-person down here. He's gonna switch it up, force them to actually rescue. Actually, no, force them to heal and go for just not pushing objectives. But right now, Kakiri looks like he's in a very strong spot here to claim a 5-point game, Chocho.
Yeah, it's a very dicey situation for T survivors instead. So first officer is forced to use his self-heal. Patient is so far away from the chair. He will use his first hook for now, trying to get closer to the chair, but look at that, rocket is almost at 2 seconds, 1 second, and it's ready. So Li Bao is denied of this rescue. Now he can't come for this, and Ihua still decoding a cipher. Kakiri 100% understands the situation. He's just gonna hit straight for Li Bao, get that kill. This is a potential 4K situation.
So yeah, he still has to get a little more parts, I believe. Yeah, actually installs. So just so he can get that unlimited dash. And it seems like they're not going to make this rescue happen in time, and that's going to be the expiry of Yang. But he's just waiting for Li Bao to go for that grappling hook. Yeah, he's going to go away because he knows that the patient is actually in a good spot. But now it seems like 1 cipher remaining, so you have to give it up to the survivors for pushing towards endgame. But it's only the first officer that does have that borrowed time.
A tight space, but Kakiri able to navigate safely throughout without stopping. Now patient still in a relatively safe area at the hotel area. First officer forced to potentially decode another cipher, but as we are looking at the cipher location, right, is all
Oh.
at this side of the map.
So yeah, it just does a little bit of a crash, but it does force out the flywheel on Li Bao's sides. So Blink is ready for him to use. So Li Bao has to be very careful because he's already used the flywheel and it doesn't even need to use the blink. So now they're put in a really tough spot here, Chocho. They have one exit path on Li Bao's side. First officer has already used up his. And he has a perfume and he's already injured. So this is tough.
Yeah, and if we're just comparing this, right, looking at the macro, Kakiri won the macro for sure. He stayed at this half of the map, prevented them from decoding any of these three ciphers, and now it's a triangle situation. Yihua can't get to there, and now he has three best friends on top of his head, and he will be chased down here.
Wow, and also a blink dash hit. You gotta love those best friends. They just make sure that, hey, yeah, we're just chilling. We're your bros, man.
Oh my
But
goodness.
just like that, Kakiri, 5-point game up against TE survivors and not using a meta hunter. I mean, Clown is good, but when it comes to, let's say, the opera singer or the shadow or Ivy, you think that he'd actually prioritize that, but it seems like he's so proficient with this Clown. And now Li Bao, you gotta admire his fighting spirit. He wants to survive as long as he can. Officer can't heal up anymore. Dungeon's over there towards the end, but let's see if Li Bao can continue on here just to prolong the game.
Yeah, now Li Bao trying to kite it out here, but doesn't have a blink to work with from Kakiri's side, destroying that wall there, forcing Li Bao to transition away, and the hit registers successfully. None of them have self-heal, so this is a stalemate situation. 5-point lead.
And you have to ban this out, and coming into that, it doesn't get canceled out for you gonna gain for the prisoner, because this allows the prisoner to just set up.
Very, very aggressive from Ppei. Not even detention, so he's just
All or nothing build on Ppei's side, a very aggressive build. No detention for endgame. He is going to use abnormal. So these abnormals, meaning that he's going to have to keep rotating around the map for him to use it. So getting rid of his first survivor, just making sure he gets the best possible survivor for now. So the dashes have been used to its full effect. He's already at the 2-story building here, possibly going for that prisoner. So staying away from that lobby area because the electrocution is there. Atto now jumping down right away. Ppei, a man on a mission here, has already found his first target, the one that he wanted to go for. The one that might get away, not quite. Not dropping out pallets, still wanting to be in the electrocution area. So, oh wow, didn't drop the pallet here. Might have to eat a hit unless he's able to drop it in time.
wow, and Atto is playing this really smart. You mentioned that he's playing around that area, and now Ppei registers that stun. Atto still has this pallet to work with. The hit does not register, and the pallet slam. Wow, Ppei, I think, is getting a little bit frustrated with this prisoner, able to kite out for so long now that there's no more stun here, so Atto might be getting a free hit. No! Not even a free hit through the pallet. Atto is breaking all his ankles here, trying to kite it out. Now, Atto, flywheels too, no hit. And it finally registers in the 1 minute 30 mark.
He prolonged that first hit. He starved him of presence. But now running into Nyan, able to actually get the coordinator flare gun. So now they're going to get a lot of progress here. Is he going to use the abnormal here? He has to. He's already rotating around. He's going to kick this Cypher just to be able to prolong it a little bit. At least they know now what kind of trait he has brought. So now they're really going to focus on Cypher rushing. But Ppei, did he lose him?
He lost.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, another flyer from the coordinator, but this hit successfully registers. Now, first skill has been propped up for the opera singer, but nobody is on the chair yet, and the first cipher has already been popped.
Second cipher inbound as well. Nyan might actually be the first one to fall, able to actually get it. So no more mind games here. I would have to say that was actually an excellent start for the survivors. The abnormal kind of, I would say, stopped the bleeding for a little bit. But Ppei still needs to make haste. He needs to keep rotating around this map and pressuring all these ciphers until his abnormal comes back online. But now Takako on this wildling just threatening him for this rescue is going to stop him while everyone just decodes for free.
Yeah, and just a quick reminder to all of us that the previous half of this game, it was a 5-point lead for AXIZ, so AXIZ just need a 1 escape to secure the round win. Now, Takako able to get a very safe rescue, trying to get to safe ways, but a double down situation is what Ppei is gunning for. He's been doing that since the Leo's memory match up, so able to do it this time round. So Wilding will be seeing the floor, the cipher progress will be slowed down, and Nian will not be able to kite it out
Wow.
longer.
Yeah, in that event of that tide turner, I would say Ppei kind of swung things around. But note that Wildling does have it's that borrowed time as well as exit path, so they could actually just go for a I would say sacrifice. But Tuna's already here because oh yeah, that's right. Because the prisoner he's pushing both ciphers at the same time, so he might actually force Atto out of that cipher to force a rescue from happening. And Atto already away from the cipher, and this was the scene of the crime here. And he's already gonna just kick that cipher just so that he can pressure this rescue.
Yeah, and trying to find the patient, but he loses. Sorry, patient. Patient? Is it patient?
No,
It's not
sorry, it's
patient.
the
There's no
puppeteer.
puppeteer.
Puppeteer. Yeah,
Trying
yeah.
to find a puppeteer, but eventually he shows up in front of the chair, trying to get a race it for a rescue. But if there is a terror shock here,
Okay. Oh my God! Able to get the terror shock, but he was in puppet form, so the rescue still happened. He's still on Tide Turner. They gotta push these last two ciphers. But wow, just TE, the terror shock expert, able to get the terror shock blood.
yeah, and Nian trying to prolong this as much as possible now. One escape is just all they need from AXIZ survivors to get the round win. Now Ppei trying to make it work. Now he
Uh-oh.
still has a trump card to work with, but Blink is still on cooldown. Right? And the
Uh-oh.
servers, they don't know that he does not have detention. But now Nian,
Yeah,
Nian can
they.
see that he doesn't have detention, so this is gonna be
Uh-huh.
game changing for them. They are definitely most likely gonna get that one escape.
Yeah, Wildling has healed up. The other two survivors, at least the puppeteer still has a puppet to work with. Prisoner still has a shock. They're not, I like this, they're not pushing the gate just yet because they know Pepe's mobility is online. They're not even sure if he has that trump card to use, right? So they are, oh, he actually just teleported. The
other
gate
gate,
is
the other
actually
gate,
opening.
the other
Pepe actually
The other gate.
trying to actually go for it, but no, he wants to go for someone else. He's gonna allow the gate to open. Tuna is gonna be here, and Tuna being the puppeteer could actually tank a hit.
Oh, and the
Wow.
blue registers successfully. Now, this kind of looking at a tight situation. One gate has been opened, the
Yeah.
other one is ongoing. So it seems to be that coming into BO2, AXIZ will still be leading by points, 7-2.
Yeah. Holy smokes, what a crazy turn of events here. Takako on the boar, just making sure that all right, I could just I'm on my boar. We got a tie. And up against Pepe's opera.
The
Oh.
the gunshot. And now
Yeah.
looking at our first card, we do have our map Ben and map pick here.
He actually had
Stun you too. So what you can do, drivers, no three, all of them, no threes, all gas and no brakes for AXIZ survivors. Let's see how are they gonna be doing their first kite. Now it seems like he's heading straight for the antiquarian rotating towards the graveyard already. Very safe kiting area, very strong kiting area in fact. And Sears Bird is just not ready and just trying to lay out a lot of the traps first to prevent
Traps.
Antiquarian from kiting in this area.
So now good cutoff here by Pepe, just not allowing him to go deeper into it, but able to actually go through the wall, but now gets his first hook onto the antiquarian. Relatively early first hit. And now just trying to go deeper into the graveyard area, taking a left here just to play with the window as well with the pallet. Now Pepe just making sure that his kit here is going to be utilized to its full effect. Wonder if the Seer's already observing? Nah, he's not yet. So Antiquarian needs to kite this one out by using that stick. Trying to go for the red light trick, forcing him to go through this pallet, but nice movement. Oh, and gets the blink down.
Okay, so doesn't really want to spend too much time on the first kite. Yeah, exactly. And now looking at the ciphers, it's just not quite enough. It's quite in the
Slow.
average range. Yeah, it's quite in the average range. We do see that the mercenary is potentially rotating to this area at the center area. When the mercenary's heartbeat is at 136, he's more nervous than the person that's on the chair and kiting.
Jesus. Yeah, I actually noticed that now. Oh my god. Our heartbeats are through the roof here just watching this matchup, folks. Atto might get harassed here inside the shack area. Would this allow an opening for them to actually go for the rescue? It seems like the Tuna is trying to make his way towards the graveyard area. They might go for a full-blood rescue. I think they might as well use at least one Tide Turner, but Takako has to be very careful. He's got 3 elbow pads to work with. Antiquarian still has a little relative stick left, so he can use that to either stun or use for the speed boost. But Takako, nice rotation. He's already in the area here. Cannot avoid a Terror Shock here. It's going to be very intense. Uses the bird just for a safer rescue. And the Tide Turner and the Silence onto the side of the Antiquarian.
Oh!
And the...
Yeah, and the pellet slam, and now Nian is trying to kite it out as long as possible, but he's made use of all his stuns in that split second. So what he's left here with is that flywheel to potentially try to kite it out. So let's see how it's gonna be. Now the heartbeat is almost the same as the mercenary right now, 136, but the hit, now the flywheel is gonna be registered.
Flywheel? Oh, he still got the use, but unable to use the flywheel. Got a little bit of a stun. Unfortunately, no silence. But I was just thinking, the violence. He was able to get 2 hits on the bamboo stick, and then he was able to slam that pallet, allowing him to actually rotate far back here. So it's looking all right for Ppei so far. That was actually a great elimination, but the win condition here is a 4K. The survivors are playing for just 1-person escape, and it looks like the Cyphers are healthy enough to push for an end game with at least 2 people standing here. Atto, next kite is going to be very telling here, but he's got to avoid. He has no more owl to work with. Slam.
Yeah, and Atto able to dodge it out. So he's going to bring out a lot of time. He's also trying to absorb as much owl, as much reach as possible here. Still not quite enough for the end game now. Cypher progress pretty fast. Now left with 2 more.
Yeah. Wow, the flywheel just avoided, and also another pallet slam. Yo, okay, so that's
Atto
incredible
MVP.
juke. Yeah.
Atto gotta be
able to-
MVP, man.
I
Now
mean,
getting that big
let's
hit.
see.
Wow,
He is
he's really-
him. He is him, chat. He is him. Atto is
He's him,
him.
yeah.
But able to farm enough owl here. He's gonna try and stop the cipher from moving. So just a little bit of movement on all the ciphers here, just to make sure these 2 ciphers don't move as fast as possible. But Takako has to be very careful. Has 2 elbow pads to work with. Relatively healthy. Seer trying to push another cipher just in case. I'd really like to see some heals maybe on the Seer side, just so he can kite a little longer. I think that's where Tuna's rotating towards. Oh my god! Unable to get it. The vault seemed a bit questionable there, but Ppei capitalizing on it.
Yeah, a huge misstep coming from Kakako. That elbow pad. The elbow pad, he elbow pad into the hunter's face, so that's really unfortunate. Now Tuna able to establish that distance with his inflatables, trying to kite out the swing, the hook, but
Flywheel
misses, I
it
believe.
toward.
Yeah.
Unable to get the cancel out onto the hook. Now everyone, Chocho, is actually injured here. Can they actually rush this cipher? The mercenary is only going to get the benefit from popping these ciphers, but the blink down, Ppei looks like he's already worked himself into a really strong spot here for them to force out this rescue.
Very, very strong spot now. But the last 2 ciphers are almost done. Ppei is heading to one of those that is that's gonna pop. Now Kakao still has another elbow pad to work with. The question here is whether he's gonna make use of it to get closer to the chair, or is he trying to conserve this for end game.
He can't afford to get. He has to get regular hit. Oh, able to get the hit, forcing it out. They have to go for that pop for him to stay alive here. So now end game has happened. They just need 1 survivor out to stay alive in this matchup. Takako has 1 elbow pad to work with. He's gonna try and break line of sight here. Oh my god, able to actually get the hook. Detention's in the air, unable to actually get the teleport just yet. So Atto seems like he might be the sole survivor to actually escape here, which is I would say the objective of AXIZ Wave. They want to get at least 1 out, and they're able to do just that.
Yeah, that is. I liked how AXIZ survivors, they are very locked in their objectives here. Not going for that rescue, just heading straight out so that they can get that 1 point lead. 1 point lead. That 1 point to negate that 5 points difference. Because that is actually what they're winning against, right? AXIZ, they had that 5 point lead in BO2. So this is a similar situation. Takaka will be chat, and it seems like he will just in all of them. But we cannot forget about the 4K clown. Kakaka with this opera singer, it should.
Yeah, so hopefully it'll go with the survivor. Tide Turner. But we do see
All right, so heading straight for this, seems like Novelist will be that target. Now, Mama trying to rotate to a safer area, which is the middle broken area where there's a lot of pallets to work with, establish a distance and gap with Kakaka. So, stemming on that pallet, Mama is forced to rotate away, but able to get the 100% already. So, changing positions, but no pallet slams registered, no hit registered here, and Mama is stuck at this corner.
Ooh, wow, forcing the pallet drop to happen, and Mao still getting that 100% on that book. Kakaka already has his first survivor, potentially down, and the Terror Shock does register. And not even 60 seconds, first down. Great start for Axis Waves' Kakaka. And now everyone is kind of forced to rotate. Mercenary is already making his way towards the back of the church just so he can position himself for this rescue. So great start for Axis Wave.
Yes, absolutely great start. Now, Cyber's still being worked on very, very slow. I'm not sure whether a rescue here would be great because, okay, the rescue here can happen, but no double down, and if Novelist can force out a potential blink, that could be that could work out.
All right.
He made a misstep.
So it seems like
he couldn't teleport back.
Yeah, he did not. So now we do see that Malm unable to create that much distance. I think maybe just forcing out the Tide Turner. They do have another Tide Turner to work with in Li Bao's side. But the Ciphers, they haven't worked on their last one just yet. 2 Ciphers about to pop, so that's something to commend on TE side. They really make sure that, you know what, Ciphers are still prioritized. So in this position, Acrobat needs to pop a Cipher and make the rotation to go for this next rescue while they do still have some resources available to them. And the Blink being forced out, so Li Bao not in a good spot here. I don't think he's going to try and force this rescue to happen anymore.
Yeah. He couldn't also because there was still the shadow that's left behind the chair. Kakaka could just easily teleport over. So Kakaka made the right call to blink hit there, forcing another survivor to come for the rescue. Now, survivor progress is extremely slow. This is looking towards a potential 4K. But Novelist able to able to safety, unable to get the 100% just yet. Soon though, Namama.
Oh my goodness! I actually thought that, yeah, he was gonna go for that pallet slam, but that's quite unfortunate. Unable to use the book. Just the constant barrage of offense. At least the Mercenary was healed up. They're coming into this mid-game with 3 Ciphers still remaining. So at least they're trying to keep their survivability about them. But this mid-game could be another story because this is a full presence opera singer. Blink is still on cooldown here while he's gonna have to decide if he's gonna chase after Li Bao or the Postman.
Seems like it will be the Acrobat. So... Oh, this is gonna be tough though, because he doesn't have any blink, able to use his bomb to effectively get away from danger. Now, Li Bao trying to kite out still, 3 more seconds to his next bomb, and Cypher is on a standstill.
Yeah, Kakaka unable to use a blink just yet to down this Acrobat unless he plays the mind games here. He's gonna try to go for another bomb, forcing it out. Gonna use the dash in to get Li Bao down. And unfortunately, they're still not working on their last Cipher. They're still quite healthy. And unfortunately for the survivors, Li Bao is the one with a Tide Turner. So this next rescue could be a farm-off hit onto Li Bao for him to stay on the rocket chair even more.
Exactly. And wow, this is very, very tough because right now, clearly the 4K, 4 escape is not possible anymore. So what the TE survivors can do is to tie things out and get the round point win. But even that seems very, very tough.
Oh yeah. Now Yihua already using the elbow pad in this area. Cannot afford to Terror Shock here. Kakaka, wow, just farms off the hit right away just to negate the rescue from happening, or at least a rebound kite from happening. So last Cipher is being worked on. They can go for the second rescue, but the rotation has to be strong on Yihua's side to make the approach.
Wow, and just like putting so much pressure on Yihua that's playing the Mercenary right now. Does have another elbow pad to work with, but I believe he wants to save this for endgame, but he has... Alright, he's able to get that basic hit, still able to conserve that equipment. And Li Bao does have a ball to work with. Let's see how's it gonna be going. That's a blink!
Yo, he was able to blink through the Mercenary. Wow, just negating the body block. And just like that, second survivor out of the game. And Kakaka, pinpoint accuracy in his offense, Chocho.
Yeah, Very, very strong now. Yang will be the next line of target here. Will be able to pop that cipher, but he doesn't have anything to work with here. I believe does have a pallet, his little doggo, but other than that, it's
So
very tough.
saving grace here, these last two ciphers are quite close. So I'm not sure if
Yes,
he's
yes.
gonna switch or he's gonna continue on chasing down. He's checking if anyone's at this cipher, but he might actually this 93% cipher actually might move, but I think he spots out. No, not quite. I thought he saw the scratches on the floor. Seems like Postman's here. Gonna have to go for a dog bite. Gets the hit though through the pallet. And he does not have self-heal. This is what we talked about at the beginning, right? I was like, huh, no self-heal.
Even in a four-man rank session, you won't see your teammates not bring self heal. Maybe you don't see a three, but you don't never see a no self heal. So I
Yeah,
think it could have been he forgot
same,
about it, because it's
possibly.
always happening, right? The self heal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, saving grace is for this last pop to happen for Mercenary to get healed up. Oh, but it seems like, is he gonna chair or is he actually just gonna... He might actually just chair. Let's wait and see. Yeah, he's gonna just go for a chair just to secure at least a 3-person elimination and avoid the tie from happening. So I'd say a good call on Kakaka's side, because he knows that, all right, let's not get too greedy here and try to go for the 4-person escape. I'm pretty sure he might already have an inkling that borrowed time is in the survivor's build, and Mercenary, well, one hit and he will be fallen. Mercenary actually using the elbow pad there. I thought
Why?
he'd save it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Interesting. Now he has the tinnitus being popped out here by Kakaka, trying to find where that survivor is, but he
Oh,
knows that it's not here. The tinnitus has already is not here. Wait, Kakaka, I think he might have missed the tinnitus.
he
He might have missed the tinnitus
did.
on the top left-hand corner.
He's got to go back now with the overextension here because the dungeon is already here. So he needs to down the mercenary away from the dungeon before he can even make his attempt. Does Kakaka know that the dungeon's here? Because Yihua could actually get the dungeon escape because Postman is about to
He thinks the
expire. No one
dungeon's
is
at the other
here.
side. No.
Yeah. So
All
now
right.
Yihua able to actually get the dungeon escape, but moral victory on T's side. Right. So T's next match, I believe, is on results with AXIZ getting the 15 to 10. Of course, look no further than the surprise climb.
The group. So right now, these two teams start with ITZY, and there's BaiLu, Clover, BaiLu, Fox, and of course there's AXIZ, Atto, Takako, Lim,
Able to make that strategy work.
names as well, right? But next to Kurt, which is in the factory.
And trump card. Interesting. So I guess
Okay.
he is kind of scared.
All right, let's go. BaiLu, beautiful skin, going towards the factory area as predicted, trying to look for the explorer.
Oh my.
Atto is not even gonna waste time trying to hide. He knows that's not going to really matter a lot. Yeah, the nice double surprise catching Atto with the white mark. But this is a fairly difficult place to chase for BaiLu simply because he has no trapeze yet. So honestly, Explorer, he can just be on his foot and just run. And you can see even his build is made for kiting, not even a tide.
Uh-oh. Yeah, another double surprise there by the pallet. But
Oh
wow,
my God.
another one. Able to actually get it. So his flywheel and his broken windows aren't online just yet, and he's chased out of the factory. I thought the trait was going to actually harm BaiLu, but right now it's looking pretty good because now able to get the white bomb, the white mark, and moving on away. Again, the attacker, no attack recovery, so good. One more red stage, and the explorer will fall, but the flywheel to be able to negate that.
Yeah, what a beautiful flywheel, negating the damage and extending the kite because Atto, this is an explorer main who's designed, who's built to hide, and he's doing the kiting immensely well now.
Okay, able to get the double surprise landed, and the explorer finally falls down. Pretty good kite, I'd have to say, but unfortunately it does interrupt the antiquarian cipher, and this is what BaiLu wants because he did bring that excitement. He will be able to use it, so Nyan has to be very careful in stunning this hunter because they don't know his trait just yet.
He would love to have an abnormal here though.
Yeah.
Like if you're
That is
going after
true.
the explorer first, might as well get an abnormal, right? But hey, the hit Okay, the disarm's gonna be cancelled with excitement. Nyan's gonna be injured, maybe going for the double down. He's just one charge away. White mark.
Wow.
Oh, he's gonna get it. Beautiful.
Atto now going to the small form. Let's see if he can hide it out.
Stop
but
running.
No.
Stop running.
Yeah. The track marks are seed, and now he just wants to get away from that cipher. He's gonna pop the last effort and a double down.
I was like, stop running. Just hide. I think you would have more. I think you would have a better chance, right? Because he was so preoccupied with Antiquarian just now. Antiquarian did not go down almost immediately. So I feel like if he just stopped halfway, he would have been able to buy more time than running. So
yeah, I kind of agree with that sentiment, Nell. If he just the track marks wouldn't be even seen, but at least we have the knight to go for that rescue again. It's that flexible lineup, right? So Atto now has to avoid the other two areas, but the stage swap and now the last effort. Wow, that was actually a really quick down. Unfortunately, this is the last chair of Atto, and he will be out of the game in just a bit. Antiquarian is already he's already healed up, had to use up the exit path, and now they have to try to push this mid game.
Yeah, I mean, Cypher's not too bad, right? 3 Cyphers done. The fourth one is at 72%, and they know BaiLu does not have a normal. So I feel like 3v1, they still have a very high chance of getting at least one person escape here. But you know, you can never ever underestimate a Hullabaloo at full presence, right? So right now, Kakaka has to do an amazing second kite just to buy more time. But no, oh my god, one red mark and that's it.
Yeah, unable to get any of the cancels here from the knight. Kakaka being able to use this palette to full effect. And now the last two ciphers are moving along, and they do have one tide turner on the puppeteer side, but this next kite needs to last a little bit longer for them to push that last cipher.
Yeah, just one more mark, and that's the white mark, and he's gonna get it. Oh, beautiful flywheel. Did not manage to avoid that though, so it's very unfortunate. I guess the plan was to get hit and flywheel the damage, but unfortunately, BaiLu missed his white mark actually, and it turned out to benefit him in the end.
Yeah, lower left side of the screen sees the puppeteer is there for that rescue. The tide turner is gonna carry towards endgame, which is really good. None of them have borrowed time, so they don't need to pop it right away. But the positioning of the exit gate needs to be there. And now the
free rescue.
back rescue now.
Beautiful. This tuna, this tuna is a
slippery
one. Slippery tuna. Oh god. Yeah, I guess he's going for the puppeteer now. After all, just one more, and they're just gonna decode. They're just gonna prime the cipher. Tuna's gonna go down. Yeah, they just popped, but it doesn't really matter because what they really want is to get one person out, right? But this is also a very, very scary part, Poch, because he has trump card available. So
he does.
So one teleport will sort of make things difficult, but BaiLu knows it's his first chair for Tuna, so he cannot afford to leave yet. Probably, the Tinnitus is gonna confirm his suspicion. He's gonna find someone here, and I guess the best case scenario now is at least you get a 1 escape against Hullabaloo.
I think, playing to that win condition despite having the early chase onto the Explorer. All things considered, AXIZ kind of played to their strengths here and made sure they got at least one survivor out to deny the 5-point game. Great start for BaiLu. I was actually quite concerned that he did bring the excitement, but it worked out quite well. And yeah, he played that to perfection. A lot of these chases didn't last longer than 60 seconds. And 3-1, he won this first half. Now it's up to their survivor time.
Beautiful double surprises in order.
Actually getting the factory area, Dancer getting the center, just to possibly put.
Right, I think AXIZ has Kakiri just is not really.
All right, Kakiri is already making his way towards Clover at the shack area, just so that he'll be able to try and get a double surprise. But Clover, good job tiptoeing his way, just so that there's no scratch marks on the floor. He's gonna try and go for a vault right into the line of sight of this Hullabaloo.
2 marks at once. Oh my goodness. 1 more black mark, and that's gonna be 1 fear damage onto Clover. Beautiful start for Kakiri, actually able to spot out the rotations of Clover right there. Oh my goodness, 1 double surprise, 1 mark, and that's it. Just 2 more marks and Clover's gonna go down. Beautiful chase so far. Antiquarian has yet to use the stick, the bamboo stick, to fight back a little bit.
Ooh.
Kakiri!
Oh my god, using it right away just so that he gets it down onto the Antiquarian and going for a basement. Oh my god, no, just gonna double down on this pressure.
That was an even faster down than the first half, Poch.
Yeah. So this actually allows the Kakiri to breathe a little easier. Fox is already here. He's gonna use his pocket watch. It's gonna be a risky save here because there's so much terrain to cover, and he's gonna try to just keep hitting constantly here, just setting up some double surprises. Unable to get anything yet, but he does get a black bomb mark. Gonna try and go for another double surprise here. Gets the hit onto one. Antiquarian, one more hit, gonna fall down. A last effort pop, and now First Officer is also on his radar.
Yeah, he just needs to get away as far as possible, right? You do not want to die in the basement a second time. Clover realizes this and like, yeah, okay, let's just get away from this area as much as possible. Just so that we don't have to deal with the basement anymore. Kakiri's not gonna bring him towards the basement anymore, is he? Oh, he is actually trying to force the issue.
Yeah,
he's gonna force it.
Yeah, he is. The
maybe
struggle,
Giant Claw
maybe?
to help. Probably has
Let's
Giant
see.
Claws.
But we do see that.
He
Yeah,
did.
the dancer's already here to set up some music boxes and go for a jump down rescue. All right, able to get the music box onto the shack. But yeah, these are some fast saves. And the dancer at least has a tide turner to work with, gets the rescue. He's going to try to go for a flywheel just to negate the hit. And now forcing to go for Clover. Okay, trapeze. And now one more hit on the Antiquarian, and the Antiquarian's going to fall. But nice stun.
Nice. And now the excitement will be online very, very soon. It's actually online already. So if he had it a second earlier, that would have been differently case. But Clover is going to go down right almost instantly, and now he is going to be the first one to fly back to the manor, making it a 3v1. And they don't even have a final cipher at this point, Poch.
Yeah, I think, like you said, the way that he was able to just get the first down right away, putting them in a really tough spot towards the mid game. So Dahai needs to be able to kite this one out for I would say a little longer than expected. And he gets but wait, he's still got the excitement. So now Dahai has to be very careful. One mark on him. Okay, just one more white one, and he will be falling down, and the Terror Shock is gonna do it now.
Yeah, what a beautiful kite by Dahai. Unfortunately, it is the Hullabaloo they are dealing with, right? No attack recovery. And with max presence, you can almost... It's really hard to escape the marks, especially coupled with double surprise. But while all of that is happening, Fox will be the one decoding the final cipher. It's at 40%, really pretty far away. So I guess Kakiri won't be able to disturb the cipher there.
Yeah.
Zion, however, will be caught off in the middle. So party once. But right now, coming back to the action, we'll be bringing the commentaries. I'm Nello, that's Poch Bai's Kakiri, trying to go on the lookout for Zion right here.
Ooh, and look at that. He was actually able to create a lot of distance here and buy some time. We're already at 70% on that cipher, so it's looking like he's going to at least have his borrowed time ready for the pop. But now Puppeteer at least used this skill just for him to eat some of this damage. And now we continue on here.
Run, little Lewis. One more black orb. Come on.
Oh my god.
Let's go. One more. Another
Hang
one.
on. Pick up. Oh my god, he's able to actually get it. Now he's got a race against time. He has 2 more marks for him to actually worry about here just to stop this rescue attempt from happening.
Yeah, I mean, while that's happening, right? Even if he fails here, it's fine.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
He already expired. My bad.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so now exit gate is about to open. Chair is here. He's actually going to get one person escape. This is the puppet. This is the Hullabaloo. So even if he does teleport, he's still got to get 3 marks onto Fox, and that's going to be it. It's a tied game now.
Yeah, ITZY did that amazingly well.
I want to see Kakiri's clown once again if we're going to be heading to China. The devs are taking down notes because not just with the clown, but with I'm excited to see this, but yeah, like you said, it could be very predetermined that not abnormal, excitement just for the flare gun. Do not adjust your TV sets, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. We have a Violetta. We got a Soul Weaver making his way on Lakeside Village here, building up the thread holding, just making sure he doesn't spot anyone out, making a big rotation. Gonna go towards the small boat. No, not quite. Double backing, going to the shack area where Clover's gonna be at. This is the Novelist.
Yeah, double backing, right? He's like, okay, it's okay. I think I can safely take this route. Maybe build up. I've built up enough webs. I think I can definitely do it. He does not have confined space to work with though, so it's going to take a little bit of time for him to
Yeah.
catch up. And Kakiri, you see, okay, one web, maybe two webs. No, he's not even gonna do it. I mean,
Mm.
oh god, and he's at the exact opposite
Uh-oh.
direction. Clover's gonna rotate away, so that's gonna give opening to Kakiri to get that
my.
hit. A little bit premature. Oh, nice excitement just to cancel out the switcheroo.
Uh-huh. And now they know that he has that excitement. So let's see if Clover is gonna try and um prolong this kite because we already rotated from the shack area to shore. Cypher progress is looking real good here. He needs to down and down right away. He's gonna try and go for a speed hit here. He's gonna catch him off guard, but no, Orpheus is still doing really well here. Tries to go for another play here, trying to make him go through the pallet, and now gets the terror shock.
Yeah, this is like Clown but better, right? Because you don't get you don't bang into the wall, right? But that's what happens when you are cornered into a tight spot. And with 2-3 webs, he can pretty much just nume around you and just catch you off guard. Fortunately, the Cypher kiting was pretty good. It was almost a 3 Cypher's kite, so not too bad by Novelists. And they do still have a flare gun for the later games.
Yeah, I like this. The Wildling just cleaning up shop here just for his just for Clover to be able to kite for a while. But look at that, just the down right away. And now, unfortunately for him, that was actually a quick rebound kite. Tide Turner is the only one that's carrying him away. We do have no other Tide Turners for him to work with. So now he's just going to go away from shore area while they work on ciphers in that part of the map.
Yeah, well, I'm not too sure if this is going to be enough for him. I mean, Kakiri is looking like he's probably gearing up towards a draw at this point. But, let's see. 5 seconds. Trying to hide behind the tree.
Excitement's online already, Nell, so Dahai needs to be aware of that. Flare gun is imminent here, but like you said, the Cypher progress looking real good. Goes for the excitement right away, goes for the spin, and now flywheel. Oh my god, it might be a stuffed rescue. Not quite. He goes for the chair hit, but the rescue did happen though.
It did happen, and a beautiful flywheel to avoid it, but unfortunately, this is sort of like a farming situation, right?
Yeah.
Novelist could not do anything in response, but I guess that's better than not getting rescued at all, right? Honestly, I was thinking if he actually dodged that and he chose to run away, wouldn't that give Kakiri like a moment's brain fog or something like, oh wait, okay, I should stay back and camp. Then probably Fox could have came in to try and rescue. No, it's okay. I think it's the best course of action. Fox, one web, one hit, he'll go down anyway. So
true. Again, it's really when everything is up in the air here, it's so hard to make those split decisions. We'll just have to review it when we get back. But Kakiri now just trying to make the best out of a tough situation here, guarding the Cypher while they open up another one. Still holding on to the trump card. Needs to down this Wildling right away, but now it seems like Wildling one more web shot. He will be falling down as the last Cypher keeps on moving. Barmaid heals herself up. It seems like he already knows that they're opening up another Cypher, so he's got to be very careful with his next move here, and it's already split pushing 2 Cyphers here. Barmaid's already making her way towards the shore area. Dahai has to get away from that Cypher, and now we have trump card available.
Trump card available. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of catching them off guard, right? Because he knows that, hey, if Zion with full health is here, that's definitely the coordinator with half health, right? So, but the thing is, will he choose to use teleport? Because if he uses it, he does not have anything for the late game. He's gonna use it right now, trying to catch up to Dahai. Dahai!
Oh, what? Able to actually go through the pallet and now gets the down onto the coordinator. They can work on trying to make this rescue happen to prevent the detention. Everyone is, well, it's actually the Wildling that needs to pop the Cypher while coordinator needs to go for the rescue. Oh, Barmaid, no. We're actually going to take a drink. So just relax, and this reminds everyone to stay hydrated with water. And Kakiri now is going to try to catch the Wildling off the rotation here to stop the rescue.
Yeah, there's only one angle from the last Cypher towards where the chat survivor is, right? So Kakiri definitely knows what's up. And he's not going to use his web here onto the boar, right? Because it's not going to help. It's not going to deal any damage or get him off the boar. So what happens here is he's got to aim for that double shot. Oh, the terror shot going in, but Cypher pop. The late game is going to happen. Oh, that block for a moment is going to buy a little bit of time. Muro running away. Dahai is the last one standing. Dahai going down almost instantly. But I think it's safe to say it's going to be a draw because there's no teleport available. However, no one is touching
No one's there.
the gate.
Yeah. Oh my god, Nell, it's so close. But finally, Fox able to touch the gate so he can actually go for more, but they might pressure this rescue situation from happening. It is quite close, though. We see that the barmaid might go for this rescue. Fox does have the board to work with. He's gonna get hit outside the board! And now, going back and forth here. Xian is in big trouble if he gets caught off rotation here, Nell.
My god, Zayan, I think Zayan knows. Oh my god, he's gonna get spotted here. Kakiri, what a turnaround. Now he's pressuring the survivors to make a choice. Oh god, he's gonna teleport. Fox has no board to ride on. 5 seconds, he's gonna miss that. But fortunately, he's gonna be able to get that board in time. Now he's gonna be on board. He's gonna be pretty safe. And all that's left is for Zion to actually open up the back gate. Maybe Fox can kite towards where the dungeon is, but it looks like a very possible 3K because I don't think the dungeon's gonna be open in time.
Able to get the hit, and you're right, Nell. Seems like we will be going for a 3-man elimination here with a Soul Weaver, round number 2 in this meta. Holy smokes, Kakiri just bringing out everything in Call of the Abyss here. Speed boost, so he was very, I would say, efficient.
She can just zigzag so fast.
Cooldowns and her speed, so giving the arrow
standard 3-6 blink. We'll see what's gonna be going on. All right, BaiLu making a dash towards where the big boat is, knows that the tinnitus has been triggered, knows that someone is up there. He's gonna try and search for whoever it is. He's gonna spot out visually. He can just see Tuna running out in the open and just spotting him out, just chasing him, giving the chase of his life. And he knows, oh my god, the missed teleport back. Doesn't really matter though, because he's still very close to where Tuna is.
Yeah, Tuna still has access to all his jetpack, so it's the moment he's gonna bait it out, able to actually get him out of shadow form for him to actually go straight back to the big boat. So excellent maneuvers here on Tuna's side. Let's see if he's gonna force the drop down here. Tuna, oh my god, actually forcing him to go inside, so it's a bit of a repeat of the previous chase here. So now we continue on, Nell, with how this one is going to shake out. And he's going to be forced to use a second jetpack here just to get towards the pallet. But no, the drop down hit, able to actually register.
The patience by BaiLu as well, just waiting. Oh my god! I'm sorry, that's not a patient hunter anymore. That's an aggressive hunter, nailing it within 10 seconds of just getting Tuna in this position that he really wants. That blink's going to help him out. A very respectable, close to 2.5 ciphers kite. Airplane still has 1 jetpack to work with. So all in all, a pretty good start for BaiLu, getting the survivor down. But on the other hand, AXIZ cipher management is also looking pretty good.
Yeah. So now coordinator, I believe, is on the way to get the rescue. Oh, so psychologist, my bad. Psychologist gets the rescue. No more pallets to work with because of the cleanup. And Tuna, is he going to use the jetpack? No, just has the tide turner just to carry him away from this area to possibly get for go for the coordinator who does have that gun for that rescue. So let's just see if he can starve him of presence. And now we're at the shore.
The shore. Would love to go swimming one of these days. I mean, you can see Takako coming from the beach, right? Probably had a refreshing time there.
Possibly.
But he'll be the one coming in. Pretty good distance, right? To use the pocket watch and going in for the rescue. This is a very safe distance to rescue. So nonetheless, I feel like Takako will be able to make it. The question is, how much time can he buy trying to make it?
Okay, doing really well.
Look at that jukes.
A really final second rescue, and now he's able to get it. Tuna already using the jetpack right away. This makes Takako eat that hit for the attack recovery. So no coordinator gun for him to get supported here. So he's going to play the pallet drop down, able to go through. Nice patience on Tuna's side. Okay, he's gonna have to move along accordingly, but the last effort is gonna pop, and now Tuna has fallen down.
Yeah, kind of hope that Tuna return to the ocean where he belongs, because it will be so much harder for BaiLu to bring him, because the water resistance, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that will buy a lot of time. But hey, it's okay. Tuna has done his job super well on land. And just looking at the ciphers itself, everything is just looking to be primed at this point, honestly,
Yeah.
Koch. And with the availability of the flare gun and one more pocket watch, I feel like it's a very strong draw possibility here. AXIZ
Possible.
can aim for.
Yep.
So BaiLu has to be really careful not to give this opening to AXIZ.
Oh, the switch just for him to play the mind games on the pallet side. Nyan is already here. BaiLu catching that. There might be someone that's going to try to push this cipher. Atto forced to maybe open up another one. But this overextension is all good because he can just teleport back to the shadow that's close to that first officer. They're still holding on to their traits. Psychologist could still go for a heal if he needs to for this rescue. So this actually allows the opening of another cipher to happen.
Yeah, opening up another cipher is good and all, but honestly, BaiLu cannot really pressure that cipher, I think. Yeah, I think it's okay. It's just so close. The way he chairs it as well, right? It's just in between these last two ciphers. So good job on BaiLu recognizing that this is going to be the stress point for AXIZ and just diminishing their chances of getting a two-man out. So right now, Cypher's already at 50%.
Yeah.
Courtesy of Atto. Loves decoding. I love decoding too.
Unbothered, right?
Yeah, unbothered. And Coordinator probably going to go for for half rescue. Wow.
Yeah,
sneaky.
and look at that. Able to actually get the rescue going under the nose of BaiLu. And now we're going to see another chair, but like you called out, it is a before half rescue. We're going to actually chair a little actually closer. So now
way closer.
This is real tough. They're gonna have to open up another cipher, but it's
He's
already
doing-
primed though.
Yeah,
So
Nyan's
now
doing it.
Atto might be forced to go for the rescue or the re-rotation here. Nyan's gonna duck down. He's gonna be found out here. So now the rescue needs to happen while the prime as well. So BaiLu really cutting off all the resources here. He might have to eat a hit and then go for the rescue. Is it gonna be in time? He might have to go for the flare gun shot just for a safe rescue.
He doesn't need two Cypher's prime. And once he goes down, the Cypher's going to be popped. Everyone's going to be running around. Three-man late game with two resources available. Takako will be the only one trying to kite the hunter. BaiLu forcing the watch out, but Nyan is not out of trouble yet. Two of them are here. They're not even supposed to be here yet at this moment, right? So opening up the back gate might be the best choice, but he has trump card to work with. So the key to this chase is if he can get this chase fast enough, then they'll be able to open it up in time because the gate has not been touched.
Oh my god, that's so close. Now gonna go for the hit. And now this is going to be the elimination of the first officer since it's his last chair. We do see that the exit gate is opening up towards the back exit while the coordinator is going to try to go for the dungeon. Can he get it open though? 90. Okay, 100%. Atto needs to get out of here. Oh my goodness.
Crawl,
Crawl. Can he get out?
Atto.
Can he get out?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Atto 5 apples tall and that's not gonna be enough to crawl out of the gate. And now Nyan, all of a sudden he's like, oh my god, this might not even be a one escape. This might not even be a one escape. What am I gonna do? But it's okay. Nyan has a flare gun to work with, so I think it's gonna be a pretty it's gonna be a one-man escape. Good job though, BaiLu. The pressure.
I'm actually okay. I'm not sure how long to leave it up to the clutch machine BaiLu to clutch out a 3-to, and no, you predicted it. We are
Second surprise right here, right? BaiLu.
maybe he's just gonna go
Priestess.
possibly just go for the priestess card detention, but on the survivor side, 3 borrowed times. We got
All right, Michiko, what a beautiful skin. Just making that dash towards where the priestess is. Priestess, Tuna already anticipating it, but with the butterfly dash, he will be able to catch up, but I guess he just wants to break the palace first, not wanting to...
we forgot to guess how many tram hits.
1.
Okay, I'll go with 2.
Okay, that's good. So BaiLu, just taking his time, just breaking. That's the second pallet he broke. Wow, the with the dash as well. Tuna breaking ankles here, pretty good. And the timing is actually kind of impeccable as well. Cancel dash, probably. Cancel dash a little bit here. Yo, it's going to get hit right there. No portals to work with. So, good chase so far, BaiLu. Early first hit.
Okay, wait for the next dash. Okay, he's gonna try to just go the other way, but he's out of the other butterfly. Flywheel just to get towards this pallet. He's gonna have a portal ready online in just a bit. He needs to survive a little longer. Cooldown on the butterflies are doing really well. He's already used the portal just to go on through. Try to go for the portal trick, but able to actually bait him for the stun, and now the canceling of the dashes.
How does he even know? How does he even know that Tuna will double back? That was insane. Like that was like 2-3 portals in a row, and yet he knows that that's the portal that he will double back. So that was kind of insane. BaiLu not gonna opt for the basement though, Potch. So, so she wants to keep the battle surface level.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I guess she just wants like line of sight for everyone. Takako is here, so you have to be very careful with how he's gonna try to make this rotation happen, because he can get cut off early on. See, gets the dash in, and wow, amazing hit while he was dashing in. Tuna, unfortunately, will have to eat that last effort just as long as he's able to carry BaiLu away from this, but Takako has to be very careful. Gonna get another dash in, forced to use an elbow pad just for the expensive like safety, I would have to say. Safety expense.
Yeah, he's like, okay, you think you're safe? No, you're not really safe. And unfortunately, forcing that second elbow pad, but it's okay because he knows the direction, the angle of where Tuna was trying to go.
Right.
So very quick to catch up. But while all of that's happening, second chair on Tuna, but 3.5 ciphers are going to be completed.
Okay, Acrobat is able to get a pallet stun here just to catch him off guard. 2 ciphers are still being worked on. We're gonna see maybe I thought he was gonna go for a silence. Just go for just touching the rocket chair. He doesn't want to save too early. Gets the silence, and now we get the rescue. Last effort's gonna pop though, but unfortunately the last cipher isn't ready. So this might actually be Priestess just moving on away. I don't know if the puppeteer can support. They're already opening up another cipher in the process.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Are you going to try and die here? Atto has already completed his cipher, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. They're not completed, but they're already starting a 6th cipher. So I think it's safe to say Atto knew what's coming up. It's just very unfortunate with that rescue, because I think Nian was trying to bet on the strategy of just blocking after the rescue.
Yeah, that's true.
He had flywheel.
I thought he was just gonna prime the chair, but now we're gonna see a teleport. Takako, one more hit's gonna fall down, unable to actually get a dash out of that barrel, so he will be falling down in just a bit. So it seems like they're opening up 2 more ciphers here, touching all the ciphers, and it is gonna be the puppeteer to go for that rescue, while the Acrobat is working on the last cipher. Atto's already on the case here. A little early here because the cipher is nowhere near from priming just yet, so it just needs to buy a little more time. Uses the puppet, and now
nice.
A potential rescue to start things up. Ooh, able to actually get it.
Yeah, that was very, very good actually. Lewis trying to give a little bit of body block, but Takako deciding to save that elbow pad for the late game, and it's gonna be primed. Taka still has 1 elbow pad. Good investment though, so he's going to use that to probably kite the late game. BaiLu has a butterfly up, and this is the danger. AXIZ on a very, very good roll. They can at least get a 2-man up. Dungeons in the middle. But is it going to be enough time?
Oh, it's not quite there just yet. Takako just trying to cancel out as much as he can, but this is looking like a 2-person escape here, so at least it's a break from all the 3 ones we've been seeing. And just like that, AXIZ able to get a tie game over BaiLu's Geisha. But yeah, I'd say good attempt. At least we were able to see BaiLu use that Geisha. I'm really happened there also is that
the infection, right, from Ivy.
Yeah. So 2 borrowed times. 1 tide turner.
All right. The setup's going to happen here. The ethereal form trying to chase that first person. Zion will be infected. Kakaka, the instant teleport into the survivors, trying to get a foothold of the survivors. There are 2 survivors in the vicinity. Podge, this is not a really good situation to be in. But hey, Kakaka just directing the ethereal form to another area, which is near Dahai, while the main body is at the cemetery.
Yeah. So just trying to infect as much as possible, but we already know that this one, this seer is going to be the main target here at the graveyard area. That's the beauty of this graveyard, at least. Oh, wow. Baiting out the owl to start things out. So not sure if Kakaka is going to bite and try to go for a hit just to bring it a little bit of insolence. Seems like the spray not quite going to be there just yet. Seer slowly getting that corruption at 85%. So now Kakaka, trying to play the red light trick, just goes for that hit and baits out the flywheel, Nell.
And not to mention 97%. One spray is going to do it. The teleport coming in, not even going to be able to get to the global portals. This is very, very unfortunate mistiming.
Yeah.
I think if he saved that flywheel, things would have been a little bit different. Or if the flywheel connected, things would be so much more different. And even with the priestess around, doesn't really matter. He is going to the basement.
So this is tough. We do see that the forward is coming in for the stun. Oh my god, he's not able to get the stun. And now gets the hit. That's an expensive rescue because now he doesn't even have a quarter of a ball to work with. He could easily just go for a double down here, but no, he's just going to go for a hit. So I would say Fox going for that risky play, and now he's going to potentially get a scare onto the forward just to not him even allowed to go to the tram. A double down and an expensive one at that, Nell.
Things taking a turn for the worse. And this is why you need more than one tide turner, right?
Yeah.
Because of this kind of situations, right? You end up in the basement. You know that priestess is the only one who can rescue safely from the basement, and she's the only one with tide. And once you miss that one stun rescue, what can you do in this situation? So I think this is just a combination, a series of misfortunate timings and events.
So hopefully they'll be able to work their way back into this. Forward has already used up the exit path. Priestess at least has the tide turner, but Cypher progress is really distributed around, so nothing to pressure just yet. Gets the last effort onto the Priestess. At least Dahai does not have any injuries on the board for himself, so it's still all good, but a great start, I would have to say, and good mid-game would be on the side of Kakaka. But it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So hopefully they'll be able to kind of work their way back into this matchup as he chases out Dahai in the second floor.
God, the Cypher control, the pressure is amazing.
Yikes.
Dahai getting that one hit as well. And not to mention, all of this is happening, and Kakaka is still able to teleport back to the Astrakhan in the cemetery and cherrying. So this is amazing mechanical skills, honestly. Which is why we see a sort of a different result from what happened between Wolves and
Omni. You can see how well he's weaponizing the pace of this of ethereal form, of the tombstones, just going back and forth here. So it's really hard for them to pressure these ciphers. There are 4 ciphers left, but all of them are kind of primed, but it's so hard for them to actually go for any of them. And now great use of the portal there just for him to bait out the attack, and now he's got to chase Dahai on foot. They got to work on their last cipher. Gets the scare, not quite. Oh, he's actually able to cancel it out, but unfortunately couldn't make it to the pallet in time. Second person onto this rocket chair would be the Priestess, but you called it, Nell. They don't have a tide turner to work with.
They don't, nor do they have fast decoding, right? So maybe that's why this is going to be a problem too. And Kakaka recognizes there's no decoders on the team, which is why he's so confident in bringing in the Shadow. Professor and Forward will be the only 2 ones healthy. Well, not anymore. Professor's going to get hit right there. But this Cypher is at 92%.
Right.
Forward is going to go in for the rescue. Cypher is going to be done. It's definitely going to go down to the last Cypher here. But the question is, how are they going to play this? Team ITZY. Fox is the only one not injured. Kakaka, does he really want to just commit to injuring and not just securing the down instantly?
Could be. They might be forced to open up more ciphers or more options, I think, or just stack up more injuries on the board. Because he's pressuring this one cipher, the second cipher from moving. But like you said, they are injured. So it's kind of risky because everyone's kind of rotating away. We do see that they are healing up. I think that's a great call for them to be able to have more on the board here. Now just gets that hit and he's able to chair right next to the cipher that is so close to being primed. So this buys Kakaka a little more time to work with pressuring these survivors and the ciphers, and catching out Fox this early on knows that there will be a rescue means Dahai. There's no support for Dahai here.
Wow, this is so hard because they gotta do that 5th cipher first, right? Oof. Oh, the stun onto the main body, beautifully done. Although there's no blink to work with, so it's gonna buy a little bit more time for Clover to get away from that area. And Fox is uninjured, so it opens up the chance to rescue a second time. So here, Professor 7. Oh, he's
the
going
corruption.
Up really
able to actually get the corruption, and now second time onto the rocket chair here. They're gonna pop one more cipher in the process, so I think that's good. They can pressure the last cipher here as the rescue goes on, but you still gotta work with end game detention, and the win condition here is to get a tie, or at least to prolong it. But in how things are looking now, it seems like he can at least go for eliminate one person and then go for an end game detention hit.
Nice.
Oh, speaking of hit, the forward gets hit. And now Cypher's almost close to being primed. Unfortunately for him, it's is he gonna go and try to
He's got to teleport. He's got to teleport. Yeah, he's got to teleport. Otherwise, he does not have trump card, right, to teleport, to change into teleport in the late game. But he's got to do something to stop the survivors. The Ostrakon is going to be a deterrent to the last cipher, but that's the thing. Clover has another cipher to work with. And with everyone injured, I think it's a very good opportunity for Kakaka. Catch that one survivor out of place. And then, with the Ostracon's help, teleport. Just dwindle the resources. Force the exit path. Dahai, you gotta be careful, man. He has blink ready.
Yeah, Fox is here too, but he can kind of force the cipher, but it's gonna be a little tough. Note that the priestess does not have borrowed time as well, so even if he does pop that, it'll only benefit him. But look at that, like you said, though, the injuries are gonna stack up on the board here. And now he's gonna chair the the forward.
This is so bad, and he can just bring him to the basement, which is he's going to do right now.
Priestess is up.
Is up. Yes, ciphers are moving pretty good. Is he not gonna care about the Ostrakon? Dahai is around, so he has to be really careful because Kakaka, honestly, he just needs a 3-man.
Spots him out early, forces out. Goes for it and able to actually get it. They can actually go for an end game.
It's prime.
Yeah, borrowed time hit here. He's gonna try and go for the hit. He's gonna get the pop, and now he's gonna go for the priestess.
Yeah, last chair, right?
Yeah.
Second chair, last chair. And Professor's gonna open that gate, right? But the Ethereal Form is on top, so he can just infect the Ford if he wants to. Ford has no items to work with, just a sliver of football left. So where he really wants to is actually, oh god, oh no, oh my god.
Wow, able to get the Professor, and now he could actually just chair teleport back, and he's gonna be able to get more than the 3-man elimination.
God, this is so hard. ITZY trying to fight for their lives here. The rescue's not even gonna happen. Fox is not gonna make it in time, and he's in the vicinity. Kakaka's like, oh wait, he might be here, just failing, but the blood trail. A 4K imminent right here, Poch.
This is crazy. Kakaka able to get the 4-man elimination. Unfortunately, Fox doesn't have that much football to work with to try and threaten the escape of a dungeon. He has the ethereal form. Even if detention does run out, he just has to break this pallet and just try and catch Fox 4 more points. Again, in the group stage, you want to get as much points as you can. And just like that, checkmate is going to be called.
And with all the decoding going on, unfortunately, Ivy is mates.
And here we have the match results, folks.
Tough work. It definitely is. But you know who else is doing the tough work?
Who?
This match will be 2 mainland Chinese teams. TE versus and for TE, Trace Esports here. We're going to look at their lineup. We have Li Bao, Yihua, and then for ITZY, we have BaiLu, Clover, BaiLu, Daha.
You know, ever sleeping town, you could have quite, might be a little bit harder here to chase. Right, excuse me, near that one singular T-sided window. And
Tide and the Gross, a triple tide turner. This is the first half of the first round of the ITZY Survivors versus the TE Hunter side.
Hullabaloo's main goal here is trying to get Clover down as soon as he can. Also using that red zone too to lock one of his items. However, right now, Double Surprise is intact and ready to go. We're going to vault straight in towards this Hulla as we change targets towards Tahai, the Gardener. It's Instant's trump card alongside which Wanted Order, Max Valor Breaking, and Panic on the Persona side of Ppei.
Yeah, so Gardner pretty good, pretty fine for the survivors. Obviously, Gardner can absorb a hit earlier on because of that bubble. It's better that Gardner actually gets found early than later in the game as the next chase because she already has that shield to work with. But a double bomb hit already onto Daha here, and he's gonna. Oh, Pippa's actually gonna take the time to break down this pallet, getting that out of the way, and just slowly, getting rid of all this terrain that the survivor has to work with. Daha getting caught out in the open here. This is not really an ideal place to be. And the bubble runs out, actually perfect timing, and misses the pallet stun here as well. Can Ppei get this hit? He's going to be able to get that hit, transitioning into Shaq here. And there is, he does get that first clone there. One more clone hit will knock him down. He's able to avoid the red zone here. It's going to be Mikey with the pop, but he walks straight through and gets a quick down onto this Gardener.
It's not really Gardner's fault here, especially with the fact that Hullabaloo just moves way too fast. This is kind of the same when it comes back to the Night Watch meta last year or 2 years before. That movement speed boost is just way too hard to try to play pile of mind games around it, and usually hunters have more advantage over the survivors in that case. We do see Gravekeeper on his way in right now. Our main goal here is, can we dash in for a no damage rescue? Yes, we definitely can. But the next question will be, can we get out with it without getting any injuries? As now we're going to try to play a little bit of a mind game here up against the Hula, as it seems like we should be able to at least dash straight towards this, and that's what we're going to do now, saving one extra trouble for ourselves. That's a no damage rescue on the side of GK, but GK will be chased here once again. We will be able to get that half health hit on towards them, thankfully. And now Gardner becoming the next chase here, landed that red ball. We're just missing one more snowball here left on our hands to use, and it doesn't seem like Gardner can contain for any longer.
I'm interested to see where that coffin placement is, if it's in hospital or not. We're going to see Gardner is going to go ahead and die in the corner here. Coffin is in effect for that Gardener. Cypher machines are still a little bit slow here for the survivors, but we do see the trait back online for Ppei as well. He can teleport. Oh no, the Cypher. Okay, so they've already popped Hospital Cypher, so he's forced to manually walk there, which is fine. Hullabaloo has a lot of good mobility here. He's also going to be able to set up a peeper, which will help him get his chase off here. And at least gives Gardner a chance to potentially kite in hospital here. Able to avoid the first clone. There's the second one with a black bomb here. Will he jump over? He's going to jump over. Gardner's going to be able to farm the bubble, which allows her to make it back to this pallet. She can also most likely make it to that window, but I don't know if she's going to be able to get far after that. But no, not even going to be able to get to the window. He jumps over the Gardener and secures the down here. And you kind of see why Hullabaloo is such a strong hunter, even on a very good kiting map like Sacred. We're going to see about one Cypher machine remaining at this point. So they have one more to go. Survivor's relatively healthy, only one injury on the grave. So definitely not a terrible situation here for ITZY, but they're going to have to get through those last ciphers pretty quickly here, especially because that trump card will be available shortly once that peeper is up to 3.
Puppeteer here becoming the next containment character, though. It does seem like right now, with Fox being a half health, he shouldn't be the one that actually comes in a rescue. If we can't meet up with Gardner, that'd be for the best, but that will finally be the hit that register on straight towards Puppeteer. Just missing one more red zone, as we did manage to cancel it with our little Lewis, and with that, the stationary here, we're missing one more white zone, and that's gonna be the white zone landed once again, but we don't have our spins already on hands to use, but we still got hit there. Clover probably should have jumped in that scenario, as we will go down instantly, as we don't have enough health to use that little Lewis. Fox being way too close nearby right now. The Cypher machine may be at 59%, but as long as Ppei here lands 2 marks on towards this Gravekeeper, even if he does dash in, it's just an instant hit down, and another double application with the double surprise. It'll be an instant fail rescue if we actually can't get in here without getting any more marks. We've already have white zone here as we teleport out straight towards that Embalmer. While we have our hands to use, we do have one trapeze as well. However, it just doesn't seem like it's going to be enough here. Knee-jerk reflex, it's not going to be able to get us too far, and we don't actually have a coffin too, so that's going to be a red zone reapplied here once again. We're going to be able to get it double down instantly. 13%. No, we just started a new Cypher machine by that Puppeteer, and Gravekeeper trying to come into rescue once again. Yes, there might be accelerated decoding, but we cannot forget it's a 9% decoding debuff from the Panic persona, as Clover is gonna make himself towards middle, and Double Surprise might just be able to leak out where his location is.
He is going. It's going to point towards hospital here. Ppei is going to go pressure through this birdcage area as he acknowledges the survivor is probably in the vicinity. He does not know where he is just yet. He's kind of patrolling the double doors here. The clone again is going to point to where he is, but he's upstairs, so it's not like he can really get to him that easily. He thought he was outside hospital, I think. So this actually, yeah, Fox doing a very good job of evading line of sight here. Will we see him attempt a rescue, or will we just see a cipher pop here? I think we're just going to see a cipher pop. The cipher machine 80% of the way done. Ppei is forced to go to that new cipher machine. Unless, no, he's just going to continue to camp here. Puppeteer will be able to get the cipher ready. We have double borrowed time. 2 survivors will be at full health for endgame here, and there is no detention on the Hullabaloo, so they definitely have a great opportunity to play for a 1 escape here.
One escape isn't too bad, especially up against the Hullabaloo too. We should be able to find Fox nearby instantly, but we do have 2 shovels still left on our hands to use. Fox becoming the next chase here. We do see where the footprints are. However, there is still the Puppeteer not at the gate just yet, as we landed 1 mark there. Finally, that's going to be a double mark landed. No, it's not. Very nice side juke there by the side of our Gravekeeper. However, it's still running at full health. We need 1 more good double surprise, and that's what we're going to land here. Going to be able to warp over here, but we still have 1 more shovel left. 8 seconds. Can we contain for 8 seconds? No, we can't. A teleport will come out from Ppei here as we go straight towards Clover. But how fast can we get this Puppeteer down is another question here. You mind? We're going to change straight towards the Lewis just to play this one a little bit more safe. 1 more trapeze on our hands to use, but it's still just a red mark here on the side of Puppeteer. We're going to try to land this double surprise as fast as we can, but no, it's just a white mark for now. Can we get the second one? Yes, we did get a mud ball, but even so, look how fast that Gravekeeper is healing, and look how much Puppeteer can still contain. We're going to use it once again. Oh wait, Gravekeeper is still not up though, as that will be the final hit straight towards a terror shock down.
He is going to get terror shock down. He did have to take that that risk at some point. The question is, can Grave get the gate open in time? This is going to be very close. He only has 1 dash to work with here, so he only has 1 trapeze, but Grave's actually going to leave the exit gate. He only has a small percentage on that shovel. He's going to transition towards the dungeon. Keep in mind, Puppeteer is already on chair 1, so he's going to be eliminated pretty quickly here, but he can find the location of that survivor using that ability. Will that 5% shovel be enough here? I don't think so, but can Grave hide out long enough? This is going to be very important for him to hide this out. If he's going to break the pallet, still wasting time here. If Grave can continue to hide long enough, he will be able to potentially make dungeon. He does find the Grave, though, hiding out here. There's the shovel. If the shovel could absorb the hit, it might be enough to get dungeon here. No, the shovel does not absorb the hit. It expires a second too early there, and that's going to be a 4 survivor elimination. Forces the ITZY Hunter to get a 4 kill on Sacred in return. Okay, you know, typically we expect Hullabaloo. We'll see where his first chase target's going to be.
Well, I'll be spawning here having Ninja Reflex and Fly with BaiLu with instant detention alongside with Blink. This will be T.
Okay, we're going to see BaiLu bringing that ghost towards the Puppeteer first, but I don't know if that's going to be his ideal chaser. We see the Explorer's actually hiding out in basement, so really trying to avoid getting found early game here. And we're going to see that ghost being brought to the Puppeteer here. Going to bring it back, though. Not going to commit there. He does have tinnitus in hospital, so he knows the Explorer is here. Will he spend a lot of time looking for him, or will he just change to that Gardener? I think that would be fine as well. The Gardener bubble will expire within the next 20 seconds here, so he may just commit to this target. He may wait out the bubble. Does miss the first scare, though. Does miss a double scare there, and I'm off to a very good start here.
We do have knee-jerk reflex there on the pallet side to use, but it seems like BaiLu not willing to leech on towards Gardener here. Just so you could get a lot of revelation stacks if he did it just a little bit earlier. That's around 23 stacks right now, and that's kind of what we need. We need 1 good revelation from the main body side. Can we get it? We're waiting for it right now. We did manage to get it, and now can we get a revelation, or we might want to wait for a blink and play this pallet mind game. Draw Gardener, dropping down the pallet right now. Gardener is still looking at Steve Ivy, but it seems like we're going to take the normal hit here instantly. But there is a revelation on our side, ETN. That's going to be instant pop there, and Gardener, we will get stunned, as we will be able to make it towards the pallet too, because we used it a little bit too early there. 2 pallets left on our hands to use. Gardener, we're going to go back in straight towards the zone. There's a knee-jerk reflex from the window side to use. We got stuck from BaiLu side, and that's another distance pull out.
That is unfortunate. We're going to see the ghost being brought over towards the Gardener again here. There's the scare up to 60%. And there's the main body missing the main body, though, and he's going to stay alive a little bit longer here. Cypher machines are moving along pretty good here. We also have the page from the Explorer finally getting the first down, but not a bad early game for the survivors. We see Explorer with a page, so that Cypher, that's 30%, is more like 80% in theory. We see another Cypher machine pop here, 8% done on another Cypher machine. So quite a bit of early game progress here for the survivors of TE. We're going to see the ghost brought over towards the ruins area, trying to find the survivor in this area. It is going to be the Puppeteer, though, who has Tide Turner. Is going to transition for the rescue from ruins here.
Puppeteer, you're becoming the first rescue might still be a little bit tricky as well. We didn't get a hit there, thankfully, though. We still have Flywheel on our hands to use. Tide Turner on the side of Puppeteer as we go straight in for the rescue. A little Lewis pop there was a little bit early, but Gardner coming with a body block just guarantees that everyone maintains at least somewhat of a healthy state, and there's only 3% decoding debuff here, which it seems like Explorer looking already for his next page, and most likely Puppeteer trying to get out of this area as soon as he can as well. Let's just see if Gardner can actually break that chair to increase her chair time, but nope, we're going to stack up some of our shield for our next usage, in which it'll definitely take less than 1 second for it to stack. Right now though, getting rid of that officer con as statues, you can't really chant towards the first officer here anymore.
Absolutely. Gardner on chair for after half second time here. 3 ciphers completed. We do see the the Explorer is able to get another page here, so one of those ciphers will have 50% progress immediately. We're going to see first officer getting a clean rescue, but does take a body block, giving the Gardener a chance to get a bubble as well. Maybe an opportunity for a rebound here. Gardner's going to go to that speed boost from the window and going to transition towards these pallets in front of hospital. There's the teleport, the full presence, and we will see the ghost scare in a moment here. But Memo just wasting as much time as possible to get to 100%, and actually he can kite out the 100% because he got behind the wall. Good positioning from the Gardener there. Blink will be online shortly. He's going to cancel the vault, and he makes the vault here. He may force out a blink. That could be very good. He is forcing out the blink here, and we're going to see a lot of Cypher progress get done with that rebound kite. Explorer has a page, 50% on another Cypher machine. They're almost ready to get to the end game here. This is an excellent rebound kite from this Gardener, and this is going to make it very difficult for BaiLu to go for a 4-kill that he desperately needs here.
Not only that, Hospital Cypher Machine has still not been decoded yet, as First Officer is currently the one decoding. Explorer does have that extra 50% page that we cannot forget. Yan Yan having so much items to use on a beautiful pallet stun on that Ivy as we change target straight towards the First Officer just to get at least some sort of a map control. That's going to be a very beautiful pallet drop down there as First Officer will go down here instantly. However, still cannot forget, look, Explorer still has 35% pages on his hands, and he can just dig for the rest of that 15% and pop open either the 50 or the 42% Cypher Machine. With basement being nearby here, it seems like BaiLu will have to take the long way in, but we could potentially, speaking here, just not rescue if we don't want to.
Absolutely. Explorer is going to go ahead and drop down here, getting out of range of that tombstone. The ghost being brought. Yeah, I mean, well, again, they are playing for... There is, because there's no BT on the Explorer, it's very difficult for them to make this rescue. But we're going to see a teleport away, actually, onto the Puppeteer. He has Flywheel, he has Puppet to work with here, so definitely an opportunity to kite. He's going to Flywheel through this pallet here, and Puppeteer's actually going straight for the rescue. We're going to see the drop-down hit. Though, did that miss? I think that missed, right? And he hits the chair as well, yeah, so he can get the free rescue off.
First Officer can definitely get out on time, but it seems like he wants a buddy block for Puppeteer here since he's the one that doesn't have any borrowed time. But even with that in mind though, look, Explorer, 41% Cypher Machine. The Cypher is already primed. We can just pop here instantly, and that's a 2-survivor endgame with a lot of items. But it seems like First Officer is going to come back in for the rescue, as he can, of course, take the hit and then use his pocket watch to get out. But BaiLu realizes this too. We're going to get a really far hit out, and that instant rescue might not just be enough. We have to get a really good body block from beside Puppeteer, but Little Lewis did not come out as no one's currently at the exit gate. 2 survivors endgame right now. We're going to chair Yang Yang here instantly as Ihua goes straight towards Shock Gate. We're able to get that second Hypnosis Watch on here. We have one more left to use, but even with the last one on to use, BaiLu playing mind games by himself this time, as right now the Phantom will be brought towards Shock. And if we 10 seconds no blink is ready as well though, so if we blink down First Officer here instantly, I don't think that Explorer is going to be able to make it out on time.
Well, I think it's fine though, because Officer can just stay here. If he goes to the Explorer, he can just save him. In fact, Officer could even... He's just going to stand on the top of the stairs feeding Tinnitus. This forces the Hunter to stay here until the Puppeteer expires. Or no, actually, never mind. Officer's actually going to leave completely. I was going to say he could just go... He's also just going to the exit gate. This works as well. This creates a position where they're going to split the 2 gates here. BaiLu's going to have to choose. He's going to have to choose where he wants to go here. He's going to ghost there. He's going to bring it back. He's going to leave it here. Then he's going to... maybe teleport away. No, he's just going to continue after this Explorer here. We have to see the Officer wait to break the tombstone. We still have the blink to work with here. He's going to teleport onto the Officer, but he is able to make some distance here.
Yeah, we managed to actually bait that one out too, which, well, sadly it wasn't corruption and transference there wasted from the side of survivors. However, for Ivy here, still do see where EY is, still do see where first officer is. We don't have items left on first officer to use as well. Blink ready, intact, and to be used. But Yihua here, we have to get rid of 2 Ostracons in order for us to be able to get out too. So not only that, this is a very hard scenario here to play around in. We can't just get a teleported in instantly, and we don't have enough. That's a brilliant corruption of transference and revelation. Now then, first officer, no items left on our hands to use. Detention is over in 17 seconds. Maybe, just maybe, Explorer could have waited just for that tiny bit longer.
Absolutely. We're going to see him 79% on that. The gate is so far along. Li Bao hiding out here. Does he find him with that ghost form? He's going to teleport to the gate. Still unable to find him at this point. Still not getting any tinnitus just yet. That dungeon is in that statue, near that statue area. He's bringing the ghost back towards the Explorer just to see if he's hiding out there. Still evading tinnitus. First officer doing a very good job of staying out of range, potentially until this Explorer expires. That's going to be his best bet here. He could try to sneak to that 80% exit gate or go for the dungeon. He does pick up tinnitus though, and he has located this first officer.
The only slight sorrowful situation there was when you leech back on straight towards the Explorer, you're able to see all the survivors highlight from the revelation too. So with that, first officer, definitely no chance of a dungeon escape. We're going to congratulate a 4-man elimination here on the side of BaiLu. Brilliant endgame played here. Things the officers could have done there differently. You are right. But I
can say I'm about 80 to 90% sure the banning Goatman here is just very interesting.
Up on par. His Goatman is pretty strong, but with triple Titan initiatives once again and triple knee-jerk reflexes.
Looks like we're going to see the Hullabaloo rotating towards middle here first, which is the location of the Gravekeeper. Will that be his first chase? We see this quite often where a lot of Hullabaloo players will chase the Rescuer first, going for that Gravekeeper right away. And it looks like that is going to be his target at this point in time. Immediate shovel from Yihua. We're going to see the white bomb onto the Gravekeeper, as well as a follow-up black bomb. Immediately a double hit, but the pallet's already set up here, so Yihua is going to use this time to transition away, and off to a pretty good start here. Let's see how quickly he's able to get this Gravekeeper out of that shovel. He's going to have that next clone available. Ooh. And the tram.
Ooh.
Did he get on the tram? He gets on the tram.
Yeah, that's a little bit rare on the side of Hullabaloo being able to hit out a survivor off tram while they're underground too, especially when it comes to a Gravekeeper. But I guess Tram Senpai kind of came a little bit late there trying to block, you know, that double surprise. Gravekeeper here does have another shovel left on our hands to use. We can't really land the red zone on towards him, so should be able to body block here pretty safely on the side of GK. Just have to go down here a little bit fast if we can see the time for him to do so. No, we can't, so right around now. Another double surprise there will land as we're still in the red zone. That's a snowball, instant down on that GK. But look, there is the coffin, and it is a little bit too close for comfort to be honest with you, but we can still coffin this GK if we want.
Yeah, that was still really fast here for BaiLu. Will we see the coffin get utilized? We will not. He really wants to go abnormal that Cypher Machine before the rescue takes place, but no, he's not. He's just going to try to find where the rescuer is. Will we see him go for that abnormal here? We are going to see him go for that abnormal. He's going to kick that Cypher Machine down to 17%, which is exactly what we want to see in this situation. Acrobat is going to be able to make the free rescue here with Tide Turner, but he did get that abnormal reduction. Gravekeeper is actually going to conserve the shovel for after the coffin, which I think is absolutely correct here. BaiLu just waiting out this Tide Turner, it looks like. Just so I guess Grave can't get too far away from the coffin, but it doesn't really matter. He's already going to be able to transition all the way to the corner here.
Yeah, and not only that as well, it just gave Embalmer more time here to relocate his coffin straight towards the graveyard, as we do see here too. Maul finally relocating straight towards S pallet maybe here, it seems, because we want to leave Balcony Cypher Machine primed here, just so it's a more safer area here to decode. S pallet, not so much, as right now, no one's in the way here for Hullabaloo to chase after Dash Gravekeeper. However, Gravekeeper, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pallets inside Graveyard to use, and that will be the first pallet drop down, as Cypher Machine here is closing up towards 3 ciphers, even though we just abnormaled 60 seconds ago.
Yeah, he does have a lot of pallets set up. He's got a full shovel to go here, so definitely a good position for Yihua to rebound kite here. And that's the power of this Embalmer. We're finally going to see that shovel being utilized. The pallet should already have been dropped, which it is. BaiLu's forced to break it here. And Grave's going to use this time to stay in this area. Actually gets a knockdown right away already with 2 bombs on him. There's the black bomb and a quick down onto that Gravekeeper. What a fast turnaround for BaiLu here. Things are looking pretty good for TE, but just like that, he's able to eliminate the Gravekeeper very quickly. He's got his trait now available, and Cypher Machines are not quite far enough along just yet. So BaiLu definitely on track to maybe try to pull a win out of this one, although it is a bit challenging considering that every survivor is now at full health.
Definitely. Not only that too, right? We can't forget every survivor does have items. If you do decide to chase after the Embalmer, he can just self-rescue himself after the very first rescue. Our last Cypher Machine there is currently at 21%. Well, we've actually decoded an extra one too. But Momo here adds the Embalmer next chase immediately, which is not something that we really want, but it's okay of a decision making here for our Hullabaloo. Now then, that's a fly we'll used it a little bit too early on. There's Tram Senpai coming in to help as well, and that will be a very easy land because of the Tram support. So now then, Tram best supporter for the Hunter. We've seen that quite a lot during the COA8 regional qualifiers and for the COA group stages too. But that will be Embalmer finally going down, as we do see here that balcony Cypher Machine, us not decoding an early game was a really good decision, as now we'll be able to pop it as an 82% Cypher Machine will also be primed by Libao. But actually speaking here, we can prime that Cypher Machine from the Fire Investigator side, and Libao popping open his Cypher Machine, as we did manage to struggle down too. That will be an instant pop from the side of our survivors. Embalmer, we didn't go down just yet, but we will take that Terror Shock hit down, as Libao being nearby as the Acrobat, but we've just so many more items to use.
Absolutely. Still has trade available, but with no detention here, Embalmer still holding that self-heal and having Sticker as well because of the flywheel. He's going to be able to get up very quickly here. And BaiLu's just going to go for the chair here. Instead, it looks like we're going to see the exit being opened by the Fire Investigator. BaiLu really just trying to play for one more kill here if possible. That gate is 80% of the way done, and I think Acrobat's going to be able to make it. He's going to warp to cut off the Acro. Acro's going to try to bomb past him here. He does not shut off the bomb. Can he get enough hits here? I don't think he's going to be able to. There's the first hit. And no, they're going to make it out the exit gate here. That's going to be a 2-survivor escape here for TE, which is the perfect result that they preferred. You see the Gravekeeper, 70 seconds of containment time, which is not. Survivors going against Opera here. As Mechanic is a... The moment
Opera gets towards middle, that bot will be spotted out instantly. If you want to hide one on the wildling, Ninja Reflex on Night. We have both Flywheel and Ninja Reflex on...
Here we go. Ppei going right towards middle, immediately going to be looking for that Mechanic. The bot is dropped early on here, but you see very limited distance going to be gained here. Bot's going to get Terror Shocked right away here, giving early presence to Ppei. I wonder if he'll even commit at this point. Oh, but he actually misses a dash here, so that'll give some rotation time to the survivors of ITZY here. Clover going immediately towards Graveyard. Trying to find this decoder. He's going to choose the Prisoner here, since the bot has already been down once. If he's able to injure Prisoner, it'll slow down the Mechanic's main body decoding progress.
Not only that as well, it's also with this spawn location, it makes it very hard for any of the decoders to actually start decoding instantly, as that Shadow Strike will be used instantly as well. We're going to be able to get a cancellation on towards the leap. With this, it'll be a very nice successful kite. However, 15 seconds until Blink is ready. We can't get a hit here really early on, especially with Ppei being in an area like this and being a hunter himself who knows how to play Opera properly. That's going to be a brilliant fly with come here and an instant hit. Beautiful placement on the side of our hunter. Right now, the Shadow Dance is ready. We just need one more good Blink in, and that's what Ppei needs. Ppei wins to Blink every instantly. We have our Shadow Strike left to use, and that's Prisoner down. 69 second of a containment tie, that high being nearby as the Mechanic, but with it all being dropped upstairs, Mech not being able to decode. It's only 50% Cypher Machines on average from the survivor side. It is just not enough. Yeah,
very good start here for Ppei. Mechanic will have that bot out for half of a life for decoding. It's not going to be a lot, but it will help out a little bit here. But even the bot's not able to decode. It's forced to potentially leave that 2-story area. Wildling coming in for the rescue here. Wildling wasting a lot of time just trying to delay this hit as long as possible. You see kind of just ring around the rosy here. Wildling finally getting that rescue off. And Prisoner does not have a shock just yet, so the opportunity for a rebound is unlikely here. Might give it the pallet. Can Clover get this pallet set? Walked straight through the pallet, though. Was not able to get it. That could have been crucial. He's able to get the pallet set. He could have potentially rebounded there, but was not able to get it. We're going to see the connection get made, at least before going down. We'll have a shock for a potential rebound if we do see another rescue here. Knight does not have tie, but he does have the sword, which will give that shield effect, which acts similarly to a tide turner.
We still have to be careful though because Nice buff has come through towards our group stages with his charge time being a little bit longer compared to usual from 0.66 milliseconds to, well not milliseconds, from 0.66 seconds to 0.8 seconds. Right now though we did miss the hit because of the knee-jerk reflex, so we do realize that this is not any of our, nice attack protection as we did manage to get that beautiful rescue. But with that, Shock is now ready. Can Prisoner cancel one of our next dashes, or are we just going to wait around here? We can place some Shadow clones in between the pallets just so even when you drop down the Shadow, it doesn't really matter there too much as Ppei destroys it instead.
Yeah, this prisoner really needs to waste as much time as possible here. Still has that shock to work with. Miss dash here. He's going to switch back. Does he shock? No, he does not shock in time. He's going to miss that opportunity there. Prisoner really needed to stay near that pallet. See which side he teleported from, and then get that pallet drop potentially on the opposite side. But unfortunately, was able to get that down very quickly here. Cypher's still not far enough along. We're going to see 2 Cyphers get popped. Bot was able to finish that Cypher, it looks like. So it ends up having good value, but now with the bot out of play, Mechanic is not going to be very useful and also is a very easy chase target for this Hunter. Let's see if he actually goes for that. Nope, he's going straight for the Knight here. Knight still with 2 items to work with, so definitely has an opportunity to kite, but Cyphers are not too bad here. We see the last 2 Cyphers already being worked on. That's the power of the Mechanic Cypher Rush. The question is going to be, is it still enough though? With everybody at full health, it's definitely going to be possible. We're going to see Knight's going to cancel the swing and does avoid that first one there. But the problem is, I don't know, is he able to make it this pallet in time? There's the swing. He clips him from around the pallet. I think maybe Knight got a little stuck there, I'm not really sure, but now we're going to see a teleport away onto the Mechanic. As we talked about, this is going to be a very easy down for Ppei. Unfortunately, we'll just use this time, use the speed boost to get away from that Cypher machine.
But there's still a flywheel though. Can we maybe get a slice right towards the next pallet as we don't have really Shadow Lead?
Nice
we did, and that's going to be a beautiful drop down. For the side of Mech though, yeah, we still don't have borrowed time, which is the issue. That might be beautiful, but look, the Cypher machine, we have to decode a completely new one.
Oh, he's actually just going to leave though, so Ppei's going to go straight for Graveyard, which is the location of Fox. Fox able to finish that Cypher anyways, I believe, so it doesn't even matter. Dahai trying to pressure that corner Cypher. We see Fox. So what's going to happen here is we're going to see the Wildlink pressure the Geisha Cypher, as that one has the most progress. We're going to see the Knight start a new Cypher machine. That forces Ppei to choose a target here, and in reality, he doesn't want to really be chasing Knight or Wildlink here. He wants to get that Mechanic since she's the one who has no BT. So these other 2 survivors having borrowed time here are actually going to be very advantageous for TE. Wildlink is off the board, but he does have this pallet to work with, and we already see 55% on the Knight Cypher machine. As long as Wildlink can kite until that Cypher's primed, then ITZY definitely will be on track to get a tie here. We're going to see that pallet stun, but it is after the hit has registered, and the board is still on cooldown.
Ppei probably wants to stall out time for his teleport to be ready as well. It just kind of feels a little bit weird how we vaulted straight into Words of the Opera Singer. Still quite a fast Hunter at the end of the day, so can't really blame Fox on that one. But 17 seconds until our teleport is ready. We see Dahai on his way into rescue as the Mechanic, or maybe Mech wants to go straight towards the Cypher machine instead. But no matter what happens, we need to be able to make it in straight towards the rescue. Can we find this Mechanic is the biggest issue at hand. Can we hear that tonight? No, we don't. We're going to double back here just in case someone backdoor rescues. Zien still decoding that Cypher machine. We might just be able to pop open here instantly as well, but the teleport is ready. We can offer a Gesh if Ppei wants and finds out where Mech is, as we do here right about now. Ppei, we do realize where Mechanic is, but Mech might just be able to make it on time because of that knee-jerk reflex too. Can we get the hit here first? No, we're just going to wait it out. But if that's the case, yeah, but we're predicting that Whining doesn't have borrowed time, but we can instantly hit one right after he gets on board too, so that's still okay.
Yeah, he's going to hit the Wildlink, but Wildlink does have that BT. That's super crucial. Will he go for the Wildlink? Looks like Ppei's going to try to commit to this Wildlink, but Wildlink's too fast. He can't get him here. He's just going to go in the open. Excellent usage of that board from Fox, acknowledging this Hunter can't catch me if I go in the open in this area. He is unfortunately kiting onto the Knight, but can he avoid this? Ppei, and he misses the dash. I think Wildlink is able to stay out of range. He's trapped in the corner. No, he gets him knocked off a board here. That is a big hit here. Wildlink, can he kite in this area? We have the clone waiting and ready, and he will be able to get him down here.
The gate has just been opened by Mech, but we still cannot forget it's a Mechanic 15% gate decoding debuff. They get stuck a little bit there from the side of Ppei. There is currently no one at the gate just now. Mech deciding to leave the gate as Knight dropping down the 2 pallets nearby. We won't get alerted. Well, the Hunter won't get alerted, but if that's the case, that could be opening the next rescue. Not rescue. Next containment here. We do not have the gate open just yet. We do have a flywheel left for ourselves to use, but look, that's going to be the Shadow Dance back immediately straight towards Knight, who has only 1 helmet left for our size to use. But even with a chivalrous Knight like this, it's just not enough time. That's 2 pallet there, drop down instantly. Can we maybe buy a little bit more time for ourselves? We need to save that helmet for endgame, as we're going to rotate straight towards the next drop-down pallet. The 2 pallets here still have not been broken just yet, so this just means that there's a huge chance for Knight to be able to actually get out 50% exit opening speed on the side of Mech. ZM, we want to get upstairs right now, but we need to do that really good double predict. We didn't do it, and that will be attack recovery animation cancelled by the side of Ppei. Mech being able to escape solely by herself, but this is not enough. A 3-man elimination for Ppei.
Right in favor of the Knight. He would have, I think he would have had that dungeon. So running, not typically a Dream Witch for the Hunter side here. This is going to be the first half of the 3rd round of TE Survivor.
Our main body is directly running straight towards Mechanic. However, Psychologist might be in... Oh, Psycho, if Psycho gets caught out here, that'll be just an instant free hit. But we do see where the doll is as well. Maybe trying to get rid of the doll first, as Libo here already on the control. That's a doll placed right near the pallets too. So potentially speaking, we can try get a hit on straight towards the doll and then still make our rotation out. But for now, going to be interrupting Mercenary here for a little bit. I see you. That is not the first hit, and that wasn't a pallet strike on towards that follower as well, so this might just be a little bit harder here for us to actually play around. Can we get a pallet still? Yes, we did, but the follower will be breaking that pallet instead.
And here comes the patroller onto the Mechanic. That's going to be the main body patroller here. And he's going to be able to get a spawn hit most likely here onto the Mechanic. And there's a spawn follower hit. Mechanic already off to a pretty good start, though. A lot of ciphers being moved on. You kind of see why Dream Witch has sort of fallen off the meta a little bit just because of how long it takes to get a first down, even with Dream Witch's excellent cipher control. We also see these slow boxes being set up here. Here comes the spawn follower patroller. Mechanic's going to drop the slow box here. Will they get the patroller bite onto the Mechanic? He is able to do so. The leech still following behind here. Can he get this leech kill onto the mech? We're gonna see he's trying to bring the spawn in, but does get the leech down onto the Mechanic there. But Mechanic's still a pretty good start, able to get a leech kill here, which is optimal for the survivors, able to have bot in play. And the ciphers are going to be intact here for TE.
Not only that as well, we can't really leech on towards Merc after all, because it's going to be a 40-second cooldown on that re-leech. So Mercenary here can at least get out scotch-free without a Stalker following right behind him and allowing Psychologist to give an easier heal towards that Merc as well. For now though, we still cannot forget it's going to be Female Dancer here currently staying upstairs, coming in for a maybe backdoor rescue, as we do see her slowly dropping down, and it'll be straight in towards the face of that leech. We still cannot forget though, Mech Stall is still outside for the decoding. Her cipher machine is at 32%, and with that knee-jerk reflex out, let's just see how this pallet mine game goes.
And we're going to see that pallet get dropped here. Mechanic is kind of trapped back in this area. He's just waiting for the leech to come in here. I guess he's just going to take the leech down, it looks like. Mechanic somehow actually made that fall while getting hit, but is going to get placed on the rocket chair here. And second time on share for the Mechanic. Bot still in place. Cypherish still moving along pretty effectively here for TE. Every survivor at full health. It looks like the Mercenary will be coming in for the rescue at this point with Tide Turner. He's also going to bring this this leech over towards Factory. But does he see the Mercenary coming in for the save? Does see the Mercenary coming, but it's a little bit too late. Mercenary able to get a free rescue with no injury. It is going to be a farm, so Mech is going to be eliminated here. But no injury on the board here is very crucial. Every free rescue with no injury for a Dream Witch is super important. Dream Witch capitalizes on injuries, capitalizes on damaging survivors, and missing out on these opportunities is going to be putting him at a bit of a disadvantage here. He's going to go ahead and change targets to the Dancer here. He can use that leech to chair the mech, but see the last 3 ciphers already almost completed here.
Yeah, I do think it's kind of a bad thing here for Dream Witch as well, with allowing Mech to be decoding on the ground for that much of a long time. We do see Mech Cypher Machine currently 84%, as Yan now forcing himself to fall over that one just to take the leeches. But even if you do take the leeches here, there's a blink ready for endgame to use for quite a lot of the followers as well. But even so, Patrol here will be dropped down once again. We have 2 pallets here to actually play around in, and with only 1 reach to play around with. So Mercenary starting the last Cypher Machine currently 50%. We do see that Psychologist has popped open that last Cypher Machine, could potentially speaking just get Psycho to come into rescue, or maybe Mercenary will be on his way in. But for now, it seems like bottom left hand side of our screen, Psychologist will be the one that actually makes her way in, as Mercenary will be priming that Cypher Machine.
Yeah, I don't see SiYu having enough time to bring the follower to that prime cipher. Maybe is basement here. I think he's trying to go for the basement play, the struggle free and the hit. So Cypher's not prime, so he is going to be able to make this basement here. The question is, how well is he able to camp this? There's the survivor being brought to basement. We see the leech being heading in the direction of the Psychologist here. They may just go for the pop altogether. They're gonna go straight for the endgame pop altogether here. This should secure one. At least it looks like Mercenary is going to be the one pressuring the rescue. He needs to bring that follower to the exit gate before Psych gets it open, which he is able to do here. So he can actually push the Psych off of the exit gate. He can camp the basement with this leech here. We're going to see Yuhua the Mercenary just going to go ahead and leave and going towards the other gate here, trying to get that gate open. If you want, he needs to at least 3 kill here, right? So I think the goal here for SiYu is tunnel the Psychologist. I don't think going for the Mercenary is the correct play here, since Mercenary still has 2 elbow pads and full health. But it looks like he is actually going to turn on to the Mercenary, a target that could easily secure dungeon with those double elbow pads.
But
he's really going for 4. He's going for 4. He's leeching Merc and he's bringing Spawn to the Psych. He's really playing super aggressive here, trying to 4-kill this.
But the issue now is 60 seconds left until our detention is over. Like, Merc can still de-leech her. The question now being, will this be a 4-man elimination or a 3-man elimination? Does seem like from T side though. Yeah, but like,
he gets the
I
leech
feel
off
like
already.
Yeah, but I feel like with that pop, it just doesn't seem like the right thing to do, because you could still get Psychologist to go to hug the follower and then perform the rescue, and when the Cypher machine has popped, at least maybe you can still get the female dancer out of basement. But for now though, it will be at least a guaranteed 3-man elimination, as Mo tries to find his way straight towards that other gate, but the leech will be reapplied as right now. If we have a huge sandwich scenario here with no dungeon nearby.
Yeah, he's not able to go anywhere. He's just going to trap this survivor in here. Blink will be available in 15 seconds. That's before detention will expire. He's just going to take down all of these pallets and just using the follower to completely trap this Psychologist back here. Psychologist kind of stuck now and is going to get knocked down to this follower because there is no flywheel available. And that's going to be a 3 elimination here for the ITZY Hunter SiYu. Excellent job putting them back into this match, although they're actually going to try to play for a win. I think Merc's going to try to open the gate, maybe rescue and get the Psych to body block the Psych out, but I think now they realize that that's not going to be an option as he's keeping the follower on that gate. He's going to go ahead and leech the Psychologist here. Mercenary needs to be careful though. Obviously detention is out, but
I don't think we should do this. Realistically speaking, even if you do get the rescue on Psychologist, yes, on Psycho, there's gonna be a leash there at the exit gate anyways. So it doesn't really matter what Mercenary decides to do here. It's gonna be a lose-lose situation if Mercenary stays here for even longer. So aiming for that 1-man escape should be the way to go. Even if Ppei gets a tie game next game, we can't just move on straight towards overtime. While I'm here, we'll be going down straight towards the corner once again, as we did get rid of that leash. However, no one at the exit gate, no Mercenary at the exit gate. It's probably better for us to leave and to aim for just for that 1-man, and that's what Merc wants to do. So I would say there'll be a guaranteed 3-man elimination here for SiYu. Thank goodness. It's a really nice strategy trying to aim for that basement endgame.
he can also, he can also just do the play where he juggles the Psych.
Right, it was Lebo, the first chase, only 57 seconds.
Wax Artist typically has a pretty good chase into posting. On open maps like Chinatown, Moonlit, Officer is a easier chase. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to see the Wax Artist spawning into this match here. We have the pallet breaking speed, trump card, and detention. Ppei is going to rotate towards the middle, looking for that's going to be the Knight rotating up the stairs here, but not going to be the first chase target. Looking for that airplane. This airplane is trying to hide out here. This could be very important if he's able to hide out, waste a lot of time. Ppei already off to a suboptimal start, not being able to find a target this early. He is holding on to warp. So he can warp onto a survivor once that trait becomes available. But good rotation, excellent rotation from ITZY here, Kuro. Not giving a single free target for Ppei to chase right out the gate here.
Yeah, and it's also the fact that Xian was able to make his way straight towards the staircase too, in which this is a little bit harder of an area to land some walks, but like 92 are stacks already on this Knight. The question is now what Knight will actually try and predict here. We're going to be able to get that ability creation in immediately, and with that, a nice drop down there and a good successful kite being able to transition outside here with Postman trying to give a little bit more support.
Yeah, Postman trying to use that dog there, wasn't able to get it 52% right away. This is one of those areas where Wax can have a hard time. This breaking line of sight is super challenging for him, but we will mostly... Is he going to use the warp here in this spot? Nope, he's actually going to take the window vault instead. We're going to see Dahai rotating up the stairs. He will be able to get the first 100% of here. I believe 100% was not able to fly. Well, cancels the swing though, and maybe this allows the Postman to transition away. Nope, he's just going to take the hit. Was not able to get the flywheel off there. And now with the warp available, he can use this warp to secure the down here. There's the warp, and will Postman have to use the flywheel? He is going to flywheel into the dog potentially. There's the dog, but he actually could have vaulted. The window wasn't completely blocked there.
I think he just barely saw the wax on the windowsill and thought that it was blocked because, you know, he also did throw the dog back as well during that scenario. So I'd say from the side of that, I didn't really see properly if the window was actually waxed or not. But at least, right, good news is first officer is on his way in. We're going to try lock Clover Cypher Machine here. Should be locked, but it's around 95%.
Missed
we will
it.
be...
You missed it, actually.
Oh, we did miss it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
But first
that's
officer
gonna...
is at least nearby right now.
That is going to allow for the Cypher pop, and because there's no insolence, the next few rescues will be quite easy for ITZY survivors. 3 Cypher machines already down here. A possibility of a win with some sort of rebound here. The officer, nope, he's just going to hit straight into the postman. Postman's going to go die back in the upstairs area yet again here, and only 1 hit on that rescue. As long as Dahai does not give, Dahai needs to not give more presence here. He really needs to avoid giving any sort of full presence. And I think Ppei could honestly just take the presence. He's going to take the extra presence. It's still not full, so that's pretty good, but he did give extra presence that you don't want to give. But basement is in the vicinity. Is he able to make it all the way to the basement here? I think he needed to die inside. No, actually, he's not going to go for the basement, so it ends up being okay. And he does share in factory, so we're going to see the officer come in for a instant save here. And can officer body block the door? Nope, he's just going to go for a regular body block here. Again, still no full presence. We're going to see the dog as well. There's definitely an opportunity for a rebound kite. Warp back online in about 7 seconds here. The last few Cyphers already at 50%. ITZY has an opportunity to potentially win this game here, depending on how well they play this position.
It's okay though, because Waxer still does have Warp, and I mean, he doesn't really have max presence, but the Warp here should be more than enough to actually lock the postman from actually getting out of from this area. Right now, though, are we going to be able to use block blocks? No, we won't, as the first officer here trying to body block a little bit more, but no, I don't think that'll be mattering anymore, as 18 seconds until Wick is ready. That's going to be a beautiful flywheel, and a beautiful vault over there from the side of our postman, but it just wasn't enough, because first officer wasn't be able to make his way in. Now then, we still do have trump card we cannot forget. It might be a 3-man endgame, but let's just see which gate we're going to go to right after we pop it.
All right, let's see what the survivors are able. They do have a lot of items to work with, though. So the endgame kiting potential is still intact here. You have the airplane, it's 3 jetpacks plus hover. Officer has a watch. Knight has a helmet. We're going to teleport to the gate. That's Clover, the airplanist, who still has a lot of items to work with. He's already going to jetpack away here, pushing for that other exit gate. I think airplanist, if he's able to kite out this 100%, he can hover jetpack all the way to the gate and potentially make it out here. That gate's almost open. As long as Clover uses this jetpack properly, he can make it out the exit gate here. Will we see the hover? There's the hover. He needs to go straight to the gate. No, he hits the tree.
But it is okay. First officer here with the body block. It should be more than enough. We can't really attack here at all.
Mainland Chinese region. On top of that, the fact that a non-professional team
results, it's 14-12 for ITZY. ITZY winning this game.
In the game by getting that 4 kill, average eliminations of 3, still very impressive.